Republicans repealed the special districts law after the company's CEO stated he would use the company's political power to overturn the state's parental rights law.
Fox's Evan Brown. America is listening to Fox News.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital.
Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Keeping it wet for our Thursday afternoon. Heavy rain possible at times. Periods of rain, a couple of thunderstorms, 75. Still wet tonight. Periods of rain, a couple of thunderstorms, 58 Friday. Still wet. Periods of rain, a couple of thunderstorms, especially Friday morning. Early afternoon, windy and 70. The weekend looks fantastic. 72 Saturday, 79 Sunday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Listen to the Annie Frey Show this Friday from noon to 3. It'll sound a little different. Annie, Ryan, Brad, and Hannah will be broadcasting live from Tamarack Golf Course in Shiloh, Illinois for the St. Clair County Chairman Invitational Golf Tournament. So tune in for a different kind of day. The Annie Frey Show, live as usual, but on location. This Friday from noon to 3 on 97.1 FM Talk.
When our Shane Company diamond buyers travel overseas to examine diamonds, they have everything they need to select the most beautiful stones. In-depth knowledge, experience, natural light, and an eye for beauty. When you shop with us, we want you to also have everything you'll need to select your diamond. That's why we sell our diamonds loose. We were the first jeweler in America to sell loose stones. To choose a diamond, ruby, or sapphire like an expert, you need to see the entire stone, to look at it from every angle before it's set into your jewelry. Our jewelry consultants provide everything you need to properly evaluate a stone, the tools, the correct lighting, and the knowledge. You'll compare loose stones side by side, like our diamond experts do. It's the only way you'll be sure to choose the perfect diamond for you. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Attention. Per the current government mandate, U.S.-based insurers are now required to cover at-home COVID testing kits with no out-of-pocket fees to you. If you have a current insurance plan, you are eligible to receive up to 8 COVID-19 tests shipped to you each month absolutely free, as long as the government mandate is in effect. Just visit testkitforfree.com to register now from the comfort of your own home. That's testkitforfree.com to receive your tests shipped to you at no cost. Go to testkitforfree.com today. Paid for by T Euro Health.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
Camping season is here, and Apache Village RV Center's open house May 6th and 7th is the perfect time to shop RVs from Jayco, Keystone, and Fleetwood. Family owned and operated for over 40 years. Apache Village Open House will offer huge discounts to fit every budget, plus special giveaways, Barbecue Friday, and the local famous Pueblo Nuevo catering on Saturday. The Apache Village Open House, May 6th and 7th, located in Hazelwood.
If you need to hire, then you need Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform helps you schedule and conduct video interviews all in one place. Finding your next great hire has never been more streamlined. Get hiring at Indeed.com/credit.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group at 314-993-9494. He'll show you how to participate in the market gains without ever losing a penny. Thomas is the official financial advisor of the Mark Cox Morning Show.
You can ask your smart speaker to play 97.1 FM Talk. And stay connected to everything happening in the world, the country, and the community. It's all through the new Odyssey app. 97.1 FM Talk. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is sponsored by The Loading Dock. River views, outdoor dining, live music, and overnight accommodations. The Loading Dock on the river in Grafton, Illinois.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Hell, they don't even believe in climate science. Talk to me about being pro-life. Spare me. Your body, your choice. It's a hell of a moment to live in. But like you say, we will not be defeated. We will stand tall, we will stand firm, and we will affirm the currently constitutionally protected rights of women and girls, their reproductive rights and freedoms in California. And we will assert ourselves, as I said, as Californians by punching above our weight, working with other like-minded leaders and governors and legislatures all across this country. And we're not going to roll over.
California gonna California, and there they go. The SCOTUS leak has everybody turning themselves inside out, tying themselves in knots, and the left is really, I gotta tell you what, we've seen some things. In the last few months here, we have seen some things from the far progressive activist left, but they're really starting to outdo themselves right now. And it is particularly delicious for me, as a lady, to sit here and listen to all these men explain how this is going to go and speak. You know, it's kind of like a mansplaining thing. I'm just going to be honest. It just feels like mansplaining. I mean, Howard Stern may be ground zero.
How women vote for this agenda is beyond me.
Yeah.
Who the hell wants to carry a baby that you do not want? And again, the people who carry these babies who don't want them don't raise these kids, and then we're stuck with them. Society is stuck with them. The people who are anti-abortion, they don't give to charity. They don't raise these kids. I don't know who they think is going to raise them. But, you saw men. If men got pregnant, it would be a different story. No man would want to be raped and then have to carry his rapist's baby. Men were ready to tear this country down because we asked them to wear a mask, let alone have some baby they don't want.
That's not even true. The men on your side are still wearing 3 masks. Can you hear my face palm right now? Because this guy, I got to tell you what, the beginning part of this is what's ultimately rich for me.
How women vote for this agenda is beyond me.
Well, it's because you're dumb. That's why. It's because you're an idiot. Okay, Mr. Stern, I want you to sit down, get a little comfortable, because I'm going to explain this to you. Where I'm going to talk real slow. Slow enough that even you, Mr. Stern, can understand. It's a life. Boom, there. That's it. That's all there is to it. There's a life. There is a life here that matters. And for whatever reason, since you're already on the other side of the line that allows you breath, you have a bit of a subjective opinion about what we can do about the people who are not out on the outside breathing the same air that you are. This is a man who wants to explain to the world through his platform, which is massive. This is a man who wants to sit here and say that how these women How women vote for the anti-abortion agenda?
How women vote for this agenda is beyond me.
It's because you're an idiot. And everybody knows it. Are you kidding me right now? I mean, like, I thought that, yay, feminism, this is mansplaining. Boo, get rid of him. Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
But they ended up with Trump. We got a minority president who held views that were the minority of this country. So much so that he lost by 3 million votes and he became president. And then he did the country a favor and found the most radical Supreme Court justices who all agreed that abortion was wrong. They've been on some sort of a secret list, not so secret list. So we ended up with this scenario. And we also ended up with it when, again, Obama didn't get to pick a Supreme Court justice. So, okay. So now we have a minority viewpoint in this country running the country.
False. President Trump got elected fair and square. I know it's not like en vogue. We don't like it when people say that the elections weren't honest and that something was nefarious going on that overturned the election. But I'm just talking about what Hillary was saying in 2016. What are you thinking about? Just talk about Hillary 2016. She wrote a book that said what happened. I could tell you. Merrick Garland was nominated, was the nominee, the appointee from Barack Obama. That's a fallacy. What we just heard there from Mr. Stern, that Barack Obama was not allowed to appoint somebody to the Supreme Court. That's wrong. He did. His name is Merrick Garland. You might be familiar with that name. He's the Attorney General now, so he got his due. Whatever he was promised, he got his due. The president absolutely fulfilled his responsibility to nominate somebody to the Supreme Court. His name was Merrick Garland. These people hate what's going on in this country because they hate the Constitution. It's really that simple. There's nothing more that needs to be said, but I have 3 hours to fill, so I'm going to say a little bit more about it. But there's really nothing more that needs to be said from issue to issue to issue. They hate the Constitution. Why? Because they don't want, you can't just sit here and say, oh, they just want majority rule. The majority did rule. We have seen this in this country where the opinions of those who are represented by the government structure that is set up in the United States of America through the Constitution, it is working. And I got to tell you what, right now it is flexing its muscles. And we go back and we say, thank you, Founding Fathers. Yesterday, I saw a tweet from somebody who was pushing back on the idea of the Supreme Court ruling, and they were frustrated about the way things were going because of the Roe decision that could potentially be coming out. Folks, it's not in stone. There's nothing that is done yet. And this woman was tweeting out about saying something about how she loved the Founding Fathers. And in regards to being frustrated with the Roe decision, said it would have been nice if we would have had some founding mothers. That's ironic. Howard Stern hates the way this country is going because it's not going his way. So he wants to change the whole thing. It is the exact same thing with my kids. Every time I know how to handle all of this because I have small children who haven't learned how to be grown-ups yet. And I deal with that every day. So that makes me an expert. I'm going to send Howard Stern to timeout. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to take his balloon away and make him think about what he's done. But wait, there's more.
Now, how much more are we going to take? How much more of this that some hillbilly in South Dakota gets a more important vote because he lives in South Dakota?
Insults.
Let me tell you something. Here's what I say. All unwanted children should be allowed to live at the Supreme Court building with those justices, and they should raise every one of those babies. That crackpot Clarence Thomas and that wife, and all of them. They can raise these babies that they want.
If a Republican said that about soon-to-be Justice Ketanji Brown, God, I did it right the first time.
Ketanji Brown Jackson.
If I said that about her, I would be labeled a racist. Because if there's somebody who is a person of color involved in the situation and you say something critical about them and you're a Republican, it is considered racist. When you're Howard Stern and you make a comment like this,
all unwanted children should be allowed to live at the Supreme Court building with those justices, and they should raise every one of those babies. That crackpot Clarence Thomas and that wife, and all of them. They can raise these babies that they want.
There is no greater privilege than to be born. And the party that Howard Stern represents here, the party that is crying in the streets, that is causing, walls to be built up by the Supreme Court. Good grief. When after January 6th, the Capitol was under lock and key for months and months and months. There's nothing going on there. And for months and months and months and months, we were told that the upset Americans were terrorists, were insurrectionists. We were told that the people who were upset with what was going on in the buildings, the constitutional process, that the people outside, the Americans outside, oh, wait, they weren't outside. There was nobody outside. But yet the fences were up because they needed the optical illusion for you and for me to see, to understand how scary these times are. Why? Because that wall was the one thing protecting the people. Oh, wait, we can't talk about walls. This is getting extremely complicated to follow the rules of the left to know when are walls okay, when aren't walls okay, when aren't walls okay, when are the people outside the bad guys and when are the people inside the good guys. Because every single time the narrative shifts out of their favor, it's funny to me, the bad guy is always on the right side of the aisle. The circumstances don't matter. Gaslighting 101. They are trying and succeeding in creating scenarios where you look around, just talking about this multiple times this week, you're looking around at the people around you going, this doesn't feel sane. This doesn't feel normal. This feels nuts to me. Does this feel nuts to you? And you're looking for somebody who's looking at you like, you think this is nuts, right? Ladies and gentlemen, this is nuts. Howard Stern doesn't understand how women can support pro-life attitudes. Howard Stern doesn't understand how women can choose to be anti-abortion. If you've carried a baby in your womb because you chose to, it's always a choice. At this point, it's always been a choice. At least since 1973. If you've carried a child in your womb that you wanted, it would be hard to carry another child in your womb that you decided not to keep. Why would women... It's funny to me, too. Again, in the double standards, here we are talking about men and women again. It's very confusing, people. I would draw you a map, but I have no idea. I don't even know what I would put on it. Pretty much it's conservative, Republican, right, all wrong. That's the roadmap for today. And then you get people who use it as an opportunity, once again, to divide, once again, to separate all of the people who feel a certain way, all of the people who have a specific belief about the way they want things to go in this country. And you start to understand that the ultimate goal here is division. They need to separate people and they need to label people. Which is ironic because it's the opposite of what this guy said he was going to do.
In each of these moments, enough of us have come together to carry all of us forward. And we can do that now. History, faith, and reason show the way of unity. We can see each other not as adversaries, but as neighbors. We can treat each other with dignity and respect. We can join forces, stop the shouting, and lower the temperature. For without unity, there is no peace, only bitterness and fury. No progress, only exhausting outrage. No nation, only a state of chaos. This is our historic moment of crisis and challenge. And unity is the path forward.
One more clip from President Biden.
What happens if you have a state changes the law saying that children who are LGBTQ can't be in classrooms with other children? Is that legit under the way that the decision is written? What are the next things that are going to be attacked? because this MAGA crowd is really the most extreme political organization that's existed in American history.
All right, we hear you. We understand. I know you've tried to confuse it for the American people, but we get it now. And it's actually probably the best reminder that this country has had in a long time that it's really up to us. It's not up to you, President Biden. It's not up to the next president, even if the next president was a past president. It is up to us. Nobody, no politician is going to come in here and fix this problem for us. We have to take care of this issue for ourselves. We have to stand up. We have to be heard. We have to act like the adults in the room because there are very few adults in the room. We're going to be back in just a minute. I'm going to read some of your comments, and I want you to go check out the YouTube poll on the break here, the Anti-Frey YouTube poll. Here's the question off of that comment that the President of the United States just made this week. The question is, are you MAGA? Here are your options. MAGA all the way. Good policy, but I don't identify as that. Or no way. Anti-Frey YouTube channel, go vote. We'll be right back.
You don't know how it feels. You don't know how it feels.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
People come, people go. Some grow young, some grow cold.
97.1 FM Talk. Uncensored discussion that's free in more ways than one. This is where St. Louis comes to talk. 97.1 FM Talk. Right here, right now.
Looking to build a home in the state of Illinois? Well, yes, I think you should. We need more common sense people over there. And I want to tell you about the people you should go to build that house. C.A. Jones. I love these people. Mike, the president of the company, has been a longtime partner here with our show and with the station. And C.A. Jones, they're full of wonderful people who know how to build beautiful homes. And I'm telling you what, yeah, I hate to use the word affordable because I don't want you to think that I'm implying something I'm not. But they have homes that are affordable to a whole wide range of people who are looking to get into a beautiful new house to make their own home. They provide more options, a better price, higher quality, and a faster build time than any other builder that's over there in the state of Illinois. You can learn what you need to know online at cajonesinc.com. They've expanded up to Staunton, all the way up to Springfield. And they're the only home builder to offer solar and remodels. You can reach out to them online to find out all the information that you need to know at cajonesinc.com.
This is a great time of the year to upgrade the energy efficiency in your home with my friends at Window World. Mark Cox here to tell you more about my experience with Window World. They replaced a couple of windows at my house. They were just panes of glass. We wanted to be able to get some airflow into the master bathroom. They came out, they gave us a free estimate, and then had the windows at seams installed in no time. Very professional, lifetime warranty I get, and you get an extra double strength glass on their replacement windows that's not common. So you're getting a great price, simply the best for less. They do front entry doors, rear entry doors if you're looking to replace that back door or sliding glass door in your home. They've got a great selection at Window World. They're also right now offering 18 months, same as cash financing, of course, with approved credit. The preferred window of the St. Louis Blues, 314-993-1800. windowworld.com.
You want to retire soon, but everyone keeps telling you to wait until you're 65. After all, that's the age that you qualify for Medicare and you're close to full retirement age. I'm Marvin Mitchell, president of Compass Retirement Solutions. In my new book, Retire Early, the 9 critical decisions when retiring before 65, I discuss proper planning to help make early retirement possible. When to take Social Security, what to do with your 401k, healthcare, how to maximize retirement income, and much more. Get a complimentary copy of Retire Early by calling 1-800-743-8510. That's 1-800-743-8510. Can you retire early? Call 1-800-743-8510 for your copy of Retire Early, the 9 critical decisions when retiring before 65.
Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois. Compass Retirement Solutions is not affiliated with the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
Looking to sell your house without all the hassle and pricey repair costs? Great! Because Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis loves buying fix-up homes in any condition, as is, no fees and no commissions. Call 314-782-8000, and Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis will give you a cash offer right now. No strings attached. We buy inherited houses, divorce houses, trashed houses, even those my tenant won't pay rent houses. Call Chris at 314-782-8000 and find out how easy it is to work with us. That's 314-782-8000. Do you think your home will be difficult to sell? Easy. Our team will provide you with personal guidance through our short and simple process to turn your house into a pile of gold. Just call Chris at 314-782-8000. 314-782-8000. That's 314-782-8000. And let Chris worry about everything.
Your yelling's getting loud. Keep it down now. Keep it down now.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Keep it down now. Keep it down now. Noise is closing in from all sides, warning all the ways to die. They say you better give up, you better give up.
The Democrat Party, which has spent basically a year and a half, all of Joe Biden's administration, arguing that democracy is under siege, is now outraged that 9 unelected justices are poised to say, hey, let's let 50 states decide what the law should be so that all of your state representatives, all of your state senators, and your governors of both political parties can have a robust debate and figure out the appropriate policy in every state so that, thanks to federalism, we can have 50 state laboratories.
Clay Travis, they're supporting the Constitution just altogether way too much for the likes of these people. Like I said before, these people hate the Constitution. They hate the way we do government. They tell you all the time because they're always like, we should be like every other country out there that does, and then they fill in the blank there. We are a we the people situation here, and we have measures in place to make sure that the decisions that take place in the country are the most reflective of the people in it. And we have not flexed those muscles enough. It goes without saying that. No, it doesn't go without saying. It needs to be repeated over and over and over again. If the Supreme Court does, in fact, overturn Roe v. Wade, abortion is not illegal. It's up to the states. So it could be made legal in every state. I understand why they're freaking out, though, because some babies might not have to suffer that fate. Julie on our Facebook page puts this incredibly well, and I wanted to read this. Talk about privilege. The most privileged people in this country are children born to pro-abortionists. Yeah, those lucky kids. They got to live. Exactly, Julie. I'm right there with you. We got a lot of people on the stream today. I think they're going to vote in this question that we have on the YouTube live chat, the Annie Frey YouTube live chat. Are you MAGA? I'm kind of curious how our audience, I truly think that if you ask this exact same question in this exact same way on 15 different conservative talk shows, I don't think it would look the same on every talk show. I think different talk shows are going to lean in a different direction, but I think it will be, I think that maybe the percentages would reflect one another, but there'd be maybe a little bit more on this end or a little bit more on that end. So the question on the YouTube live chat poll is, are you MAGA? Because we're hearing from President Biden just how incredibly horrendous it is to be MAGA.
What happens if you have a state change the law saying that children who are LGBTQ can't be in classrooms with other children? Is that legit under the way the decision is written? What are the next things that are going to be attacked? Because this MAGA crowd is really the most extreme political organization that's existed in American history.
I have to laugh at Gary's comment on YouTube. He said, during the break, I ordered a camo MAGA hat. Boom. So I guess there's going to be some of that. Of course, there's probably going to be a lot of that. This is what the president is saying about us. We saw Hillary Clinton call everybody a basket of deplorables. We've seen the president of the United States say that. Remember that when Texas was kind of changing their COVID laws, he referred to it as Neanderthal thinking, and then everybody else started doing it. Are you MAGA? Here are your options: MAGA all the way, good policy, but don't identify as that, or no way. So we'll see how this shakes out. Be heard. Go onto the YouTube channel, the Anti-Frey YouTube channel, subscribe, and comment and tell us why you are the way you are. And Hannah will pick a few of those responses to read at the end of the show. We've got in the next hour, in the 1 o'clock hour, Tyrus and Joe Concha. I'm very excited to talk to both of those gentlemen. We're going to talk a little bit about this, but I'm also going to talk to them about the way that the left has owned the culture and manifested, like I was talking about the first segment. If you didn't hear it, you can rewind on the Odyssey app, but how they've created a culture where they've been able to set all of these rules. And now they kind of live in the confine of these twisty, turny, knotted up rules that they've made. And everything is hypocritical. And there's no repercussion for it. I mean, Brad, there's so many times you can look at somebody who's having a freak out, and it's just like, you just want to put your hands straight out in front of you, outstretched, like, what are you talking about? Like, you're contradicting yourself. And I feel like I could repeat the contradictions to these individuals and it would just not matter.
Well, yeah, a couple of those. I was listening to the Howard Stern ones, and what
you were having trouble with those.
I don't like him. Like, I really don't like him.
Well, he doesn't like me.
Well, that's fine. He doesn't like me either.
As a female pro-lifer, he doesn't understand.
He called me out specifically in that one, and then he called people that I like and that are friends with hillbillies. But what, to your point about being hypocritical, he was saying that he said, so people are forced to carry these what word did he use? Babies. He said, and then raise these what? Children.
Yeah.
He acknowledges that is in fact a human life.
It's pretty heartless.
And he's saying, nope, it's better to kill them than it is for them to grow up in the foster system. I mean, if you were saying, if your point is that these babies are better off, your point is basically these babies are better off dead than to be raised in a foster system.
It is the point.
That is hopeless. That is a hopeless, terrible mindset. And I can't stand for that.
The interesting thing to me is that people like Howard Stern, filthy rich Howard Stern, I'm just going to do a quick Google scientific search here for net worth of Howard Stern. This is $650 million. I don't know if his salary is $90 million.
Wow.
He's 68 years old, so I won't insult his age because there are some 68-year-olds listening right now. Here you got a guy who's making $90 million a year to sit and talk to people, say what he wants, say it on a platform that isn't regulated the way I'm regulated here. Howard Stern and I, we really want to do the same show, but we can't because the FCC. Here you have Howard Stern, somebody who's been wildly successful, and I'm sure is very quick to advocate for tax increases to help the poor, to help the needy. So he cares about the poor, and he cares about the needy, and he cares about you spending more of your money to help those people. But he also doesn't care about unwanted children. Are you freaking kidding me? You've got $650 million. Do you need your nine? I mean, this is how they play. Again, I'm going by their rules. They wrote these rules. I don't like them. I'm a capitalist. I think that if one day I'm making $90 million, Odyssey, are you listening right now? Yeah, sign that contract and 90 mil. I'll take half, 45. That's fine. Be a slight raise.
I'd take a 45th of that.
Yeah. If you listen to him talk about this stuff and know that he is filthy rich, he has more money than he's ever going to know what to do with. And from the place where he sits behind a microphone, he gets to say what he wants and do what he wants with his wallet bulging millions of dollars. What do we do with these unwanted kids? You kill them. That's what he said. There's like, if I were in a room with Howard Stern, I would say that to him and he'd say, well, yeah, I think he would go all in. I think you could give it to him point blank, and I think Howard Stern would say that.
Well, yeah, and I think and he may not even believe it but he would just have to go all in to save face. But here's the thing that's crazy to me, and I don't know if you ever saw his movie, but
I did not.
But there's a scene in there where he and his wife lost a pregnancy.
Was it sad?
It was incredibly sad. And this has happened in his life, so he knows how painful and that can be. And yet here he is still advocating for other people to not just accidentally have this happen, but to willingly do this. You're doing this because he thinks he's on the moral right. He thinks it's morally correct to end the life of a child.
Listen to his own words.
Now, how much more are we going to take? How much more of this that some hillbilly in South Dakota gets a more important vote because he lives in South Dakota? Let me tell you something. Here's what I say. All unwanted children should be allowed to live at the Supreme Court building with those justices, and they should raise every one of those babies. That crackpot Clarence Thomas and that wife and all of them, they can raise these babies that they want.
Just so you're explicitly clear, when Howard Stern says that, he's saying, you know what? If we sent all of those unwanted babies to the Supreme Court and made them take care of them, that'd show him. That would teach him. If we sent them all to those Supreme Court justices, to the crackpot Justice Clarence Thomas, after that, Clarence Thomas would go, yeah, you're right. We should have killed him. No, he wouldn't.
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
You could send them all to my door.
Send them. Send them. It doesn't change. Your life, if it's inconvenienced by an unwanted child, I understand that. It is a real scenario that happens to women across the country every single day. It is a tragedy that happens to men across the country every single day. I just want to say that if you are a man hearing Howard Stern's words there, and it makes you sick to your stomach the way it makes me sick to my stomach, to understand how boldly he's willing to encourage people to just end the life of a child because they may not be wanted enough. If you're a man and you're hearing this and you're still kind of on the fence of being pro-life, anti-abortion, but unwilling to tell a woman what she has to do with her body, please think about all of those kids that Howard Stern, those babies, that Howard Stern would like to send to the Supreme Court to prove his point. Would you be willing to take in one of those babies? Would you be willing to help somebody take in one of those babies if that meant saving their lives? Think about the visual that Howard Stern has painted for us of a room full of all of the babies that didn't die. Take that in for a minute and then ask yourself, is there anything I can do to save one of those children? Is there anything that I can do, anywhere I can go, any dollar I can donate, any facility that I can help support to make sure that that woman who is frightened in the moment of not knowing what she's going to do with her life, how she's going to manage the situation, she knows she cannot raise a child. What can I do to find an adoption facility that I can support to make this more accessible to a family who will give that child a life? Maybe even a fantastic life. Maybe even a world-changing life. Just one. Try to help just one. Because what you're fighting against, even if it's just in your gut, in your heart, in your brain, what we're fighting against right now is a man who has the biggest platform that exists, who doesn't understand a woman, who thinks along the lines of the pro-life mentality, and wants to tell the world that if we sent all those babies that I'm advocating that we should abort, what if we just send them all to the Supreme Court and made them deal with them? Then they'd know. Then they'd understand what we've been trying to say, that these babies aren't worth it, that their life isn't worth it. That's the alternative argument that is out there right now from people like Howard Stern, who have massive audiences, who have had great success, and who are so incredibly wrong on this issue. It's really sad to hear. It's sad to see. But it's also sad if you just stay sad about it and don't do anything about it. There are lots of things out there that you can do to help. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Wiggins America is going to join us in studio. Ryan will be back in here, so stick around for that. And a reminder, I want to know, how do you feel? Where do you place yourself? YouTube live chat poll on the Anti-Fry YouTube channel. Are you MAGA? MAGA all the way? Good policy. I don't identify as that, though. Or no way. We'll be back in a minute.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Fry Show.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Sometimes it's all I've got to spare. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
The Mark Cox Morning Show.
State Representative Dan Scholl, and I know that you were one of the original architects of the 6-2 map. What's changed now?
Everybody's had to give up a little bit, but they say a good compromise is when no one's completely 100% happy.
Weekday mornings 5 to 9.
The Closet Factory, online at closetfactory.com, a St. Louis business right here who can help you solve some of those unorganized areas in your home and really start to give you your space in your home back. I think it's kind of an interesting thing. Like, yeah, you think, oh, it'd be so nice to look into my pantry and see everything exactly where it goes, where everything has a place. Or maybe it's your master closet, your laundry room, your mudroom, your garage. I know you think that I would like to have a pretty organized place to look at, but I didn't realize in my house until Closet Factory came in how it would affect the rest of my home when my kids had a place for everything in their closet, how it gave them more space in their room and how it gave them a good sense of putting things away. In our master closet, how I was able to take more things out of my bedroom and store them in my closet where they had a place to be. This is what the Closet Factory came and did for us. And I really just told Candace when she came to my home, this is what I need. Here's the help I need. Work your magic. And she absolutely did. Reach out to the Closet Factory for your project today. Just start the conversation with a free consultation. 314-961-4300, online at closetfactory.com.
If you filed a tax extension in April, don't wait until it's too late to handle your tax issues. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Drury Law Firm. Every year, thousands of Missourians file extensions when their taxes are due in April. But what people don't know is the extension only moves your deadline to file your return, not to pay your taxes. So if you didn't pay anything back in April, you could now owe taxes plus interest plus penalties. You think you bought yourself time, but really you've just added to the total bill. If this sounds like you, call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I am a local tax attorney with an A+ BBB rating, and I will meet with you right away to help handle your tax problems quickly. The deadline to file your return after an extension has already passed, so call the Lance Drury Law Firm now before it's too late. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call Attorney Lance Drury, 314-260-6120, or go to Lance, DRURY law.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Introducing EarLens, a new approach to the treatment of hearing loss that uses a tiny custom-fit lens to gently vibrate the eardrum without surgery. That means EarLens gives you 2.5 times the audible bandwidth of traditional hearing aids for dramatically better speech understanding. EarLens may result in improved hearing, even in noisy listening situations. To learn more, go to earlens.com today. That's EARLENS.com and register for a free virtual consultation. That's earlens.com.
Concert Week is here. Now through May 10th, get $25 tickets for Josh Groban, Chicago with Brian Wilson, The Who, and more. Get $25 tickets while supplies last. Tickets only $25 now through May 10th at livenation.com.
Life happens, and suddenly you need to sell your home. When life happens for whatever the reason, you need a real estate agent you can trust and count on to help sell your home for the highest price with the least hassle possible. Hey, it's Mark Cox here. I'm sure you know a realtor or two. Everyone does. But I only trust and endorse one agent. Let me tell you about my friend and realtor Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty and why you should call. Gloria Liu already has thousands of buyers. She has the experience and the expertise to help you when you need it most. Fact is, Gloria sells 2 times faster for 5% more money on average when compared to other agents, just like she did for Gary in St. Louis, thousands over asking price. When life happens, call the real estate agent I trust. Call Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for their honor flight today at gslhonorflight.org, and for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Back in the car and back on the road. We're with you. Dependable traffic with Sue Thomas. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company. The best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor. This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
So what can Senator Manchin say other than the fact that he is an extremist? Him and Senator Sinema are extremists, and anybody that's hiding behind them are extremists. Because when you want to put your political concerns over democracy, when you serve in some of the highest offices of the land, then something is wrong with you.
Wiggins! Oh, Wiggins!
Hey, Ryan.
Hello. How are you guys doing today?
I'm mad that she thinks that the most moderate people in the Senate are extremists.
Yeah, that's the most moderate people in the Senate, the entire Senate, those two.
Like annoyingly moderate. Like pick a side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those two moderates.
No, I take that back. Pick my side.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a better alternative.
A good point.
Yeah.
Which
Sorry.
I guess
Correction?
in this case, they kind of are, because those two moderates, Manchin and Sinema, are facing renewed pressure, as you've probably heard, from their Democratic colleagues to kill the 60-vote hurdle necessary to advance legislation known as the filibuster, following the leak of the draft opinion this week, which, if adopted, would ban Roe versus Wade. So this is Chuck Schumer pledging to bring legislation codifying Roe versus Wade to the floor of the upper chamber of Congress in the wake of the leak of the draft opinion. But once again, Senators Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema have both released statements saying that they will not vote to abolish the filibuster. So Democrats will be unable to put through anything regarding Roe versus Wade. They did pick your side.
I don't really want them. Well, no, I guess if they were to change their party, then the actual control of things would change. But I kind of like that they're annoying in the Democratic Party.
I know, it's kind of fun.
Like they're kind of like on the inside of the other side.
Right. Yeah. Manchin just recently said too, and this is, related but unrelated, that he has actually never seriously thought about switching parties. So all the
I don't know why you would
leaks and everything that we had talked about before, he had never ever even seriously.
He's not
considered
conservative enough to be a winning Republican in West Virginia. That's weird. But he's going to get Democrat votes, and the Republicans are like, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, he wins handily, and the state is plus 20 Trump. So if I were him, I would say, steady the ship, nobody move. And we're just going to keep going straight.
It makes sense to me that Manchin's doing this, but I'm a little surprised by Kirsten Sinema. She's it.
Was it her outfit? What did she wear?
That's all I'm concerned about, as you know.
I always look at her, I'm like, wow.
You guys were paying attention to Roe versus Wade news on Monday night.
Yeah.
I was watching the Met Gala.
Gala? Met Gala. I think I would say gala. I think I say it differently depending on the circumstance.
Route and route? Circumstantial?
Route 66. Nobody says Route 66.
No.
Route 66. Route. I think I say both.
Yeah, I do too.
It depends.
Yeah, what do you call
Sorry,
it?
I had to work through that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
She doesn't surprise me as much, because I think that she does, for all of her progressive ideology, I do think that she still has a great faith in the Constitution and in the institutions as they were designed by the founders. So while she's not going, she may feel very passionate about, abortion rights and all that other stuff, but she is not going to, undermine the Constitution just to get her way.
So you think that's where this is coming from?
Wait
really?
a second. What if it's just that they have principles?
That's what
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
like,
surprised to hear that.
Why?
I don't know, because
I think it's the most logical
I
explanation.
hope that's true, because with Manchin, he's in a very red state. So all of what he's doing kind of makes sense to me. Of he's trying to be as conservative as he can while still being a Democrat somehow.
No, because what you're doing is talking about political mind games.
Yes.
That's the opposite of being principled.
Yeah, which is why I'm surprised that we're even talking about somebody being principled, because I don't think almost anybody's principled.
I'm insulted by that, Ryan.
Yeah. No, I'm surprised, because I would love to see more people. And if that's their motivation, fantastic. If that's Sinema's motivation, I think that's wonderful. I just hope that's the case.
That could be, like, if that's their motivation, that could be some of the best neus you've ever heard. That you know, you get to some of the highest levels of government and people are still maintaining their principles.
I don't know why. It would be the hardest thing to be principled. The easy thing is to take the direction of the wind and go.
Yeah.
Which is done for you when you're an elected official, because the party makes decisions, the lobbyists and the people who fund your campaigns, they can all make decisions for you. Here's a big fat check. This is how you're going to vote. Okay, thanks for the check, cha-ching. That, I mean, just to do what they're doing is incredibly more difficult than the alternative.
Which is why I would applaud it if that is actually what they're doing.
But why? But I mean, what do you mean if that's what they're doing? It's obvious.
Well, she is in a purple
What's the alternative?
State. So she could be trying to play the middle in a purple state, knowing that maybe when she's up for re-election, she might pull a little bit of the more moderate vote. I could see that as political.
But she ran.
Capital.
But she ran. I mean, she has not contradicted herself, has she? I'm trying to think of a time off the top of my head where she said she was going to be one thing and she got there and didn't.
I don't know, because some of the things that she's been moderate on are really just preserving institutional things. So I don't know that those things came up a lot in the campaign where I don't think people were asking her, would you vote to get rid of the filibuster? Because we weren't really talking about that at that time. So I don't know whether she ever
But if
has
she's
on
campaigned
record.
as a principled person, I think she's stuck to that. I mean, I think that deserves credit, not skepticism.
What about Manchin? Do you think that he's principled, or do you think he's playing political games?
No, why would he be playing? I mean, he continues to win handily in a super red state by being Joe Manchin, not by, there's no party that's telling him what to do, obviously.
I'll give you one thing. I thought that he would consider switching to independent. I never thought he'd switch to a Republican, but I saw him. He was getting really frustrated with Schumer and some members of his own party. I thought it was very possible that he could switch to independent. And you said the whole time, nah, he'll never switch. He's got too much power as a Democrat.
He's got the most power. He's the guy. I mean, Kyrsten Sinema, I don't know. To me, I think I wonder if she feels slighted. Like, hey, I'm sticking my neck out here. This is not easy for me either. Why is everybody talking to Joe Manchin? And it's probably because the contrast between the politics of the states and their senators is more drastic in West Virginia.
Does it surprise you, in light of that leak this week, that we're still talking? That clip is from Bernie Sanders, co-chair of her campaign, on CNN, talking about Manchin and Sinema being so extreme. They're extremists. They hate democracy. You know, these are people, and we're talking about Chuck Schumer and basically the entire Democrat coalition of the Senate, willing to upend the institution of the way the Senate is run, saying you guys are against democracy. And in light of this leak, it's like every institution, nothing is off. Out of, yeah.
Well, it's not, they've done it. I mean, they've done it before. They'll do it again. And I mean, Donald Trump wanted them to do it, and the Republicans said no. When Donald Trump was trying to get things through, he's like, the Democrats are going to make this happen. And the Democrats are trying to make it happen, but save for two, it's not going to. So, round of applause for them.
Yeah. And it was originally Democrats who got rid of the filibuster for court picks.
Harry Reid in 2013 or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, These games are always going to be played. And I've said many, many, many times that I think that Mitch McConnell deserves the credit for getting Donald Trump elected in 2016, which will really chafe some of you MAGA people because you two don't like each other. That's what I've observed. That's the YouTube live chat poll today. Are you MAGA? MAGA all the way? Good policy, but I don't identify as that, or no way? And by Mitch McConnell, I'm talking about him holding Merrick Garland back. Listen, it made me vote for Trump. And I think it made some other people vote for Trump as well. Tyrus and Joe Concha in the 1 o'clock hour. Don't go away.
The following is a paid political announcement. In 2015, Black Lives Matter chanted, in March 2021, Aurora Mayor Richard Irvin wrote, I support Black Lives Matter strongly and passionately. In July 2020, Black Lives Matter rioters did this to Chicago police in Grant Park.
Police said the PVC pipe used to hold the Black Lives Matter banners had been sharpened and were taken out and used to jab at officers.
In March 2021, Richard Irvin wrote, I support Black Lives Matter strongly and passionately. In August 2020, Black Lives Matter Chicago organizer Ariel Atkins said,
I don't care if somebody decides to loot a Gucci or a Nike.
In March 2021, Richard Irvin wrote, I support Black Lives Matter strongly and passionately. For years, Black Lives Matter promoted looting our cities and deconstructing the nuclear family. Yet Richard Irvin bragged, I support Black Lives Matter strongly and passionately. And Richard Irvin wants to be your Republican candidate for governor, only in Illinois. Tell Richard Irvin you won't support a Republican who supports Black Lives Matter. Vote no on Richard Irvin. Paid for by people who play by the rules pack. This was a paid political announcement.
Attention business owners. This is a public awareness message from the ThrottleNet cybersecurity team. The war against hackers and ransomware is underway. The only way to prevent the war from impacting your business is to speak with the ThrottleNet cybersecurity team immediately. You need to act now. The ThrottleNet cybersecurity team is prepared to protect you against cyber threats. Schedule a meeting right away by visiting throttlenet.com/cyberwar.
Mark Cox here. Join me, Annie Frey, and Mark Reardon, along with Thomas Helbig of the Retirement Advisory Group for the next Protecting Your Retirement educational event, Tuesday, May 24th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. There's limited seating, so go online at retirementkey.com. Here's Thomas with more.
Are you nearing retirement or already retired and concerned how all the market volatility is hurting your retirement accounts? Did you know there are financial tools that allow you to participate in the market growth and still protect you from any losses? Did you also know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can now roll over your 401k tax-free to protect your nest egg from market losses and still generate more income than most investment options? You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 and a half or older, you don't want to miss this event.
Protect your retirement nest egg and join the official financial advisor of my show, Thomas Helbig, Tuesday, May 24th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Call 314-993-9494 or online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Do you have an open wound on your foot or leg that is below the knee? If so, you may qualify for a research study being conducted to evaluate the safety and effectiveness of an investigational medication that may improve blood flow and help with healing. Qualified participants will receive all study-related treatment at no cost. You will be compensated for your time and travel. If you are 18 years or older and have a non-healing wound, please call 314-707-2347. Again, the number is 314-707-2347.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk.
An Odyssey station.
Second guessing the Fed. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Stocks are tumbling a day after rallying over the Fed's decision to raise a key interest rate by 0.5%. Right now, the Dow is down more than 1,000 points.
A knee-jerk reaction from the relief rally that we saw yesterday. And no, I haven't heard anybody say this is it. This is capitulation. So the market, it doesn't seem found a bottom yet.
Fox Business's Lauren Simonetti.
The translation of what Jay Powell told us yesterday has completely shifted overnight, which means the market is saying that we need to hike rates more.
The Fed chief had offered reassurance that a 3/4 point hike was not in the cards. The U.S. Senate preparing to vote on legislation that could make abortion rights federal law. Senate Democrats planning a procedural vote next Wednesday after this week's leaked draft Supreme Court opinion. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer wants members of both parties to go on the record, even though there won't be enough support in the divided Senate to advance the bill. The ex-CEO of a South Carolina bank is indicted in connection with the case of a disgraced lawyer.
Russell Laffitte faces multiple counts of
fraud, conspiracy, and computer crimes that, in part, funneled settlement money to Alex Murdaugh and others. Murdaugh is the lawyer facing trial for circumstances surrounding his wife and son's murders almost a year ago. Attorney Justin Bamberg represents one of the defrauded families.
People have to be able to trust their lawyers in the state of South Carolina, period. There are no and, ifs, or buts. And trust was broken here. People need to be able to trust our state's banking institutions.
Murdaugh's lawyers blame opioids for the actions that have led to his legal issues.
Fox's Gernal Scott, there have been no charges over the deaths of Murdaugh's wife and son. America is listening to Fox News.
If you have certain chronic conditions such as heart disease, asthma, diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older, 52, 36, 42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor
about getting vaccinated
with Prevnar 20.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Keeping it wet for our Thursday afternoon. Heavy rain possible at times. Periods of rain, a couple of thunderstorms, 75. Still wet tonight. Periods of rain, a couple of thunderstorms, 58. Friday, still wet. Periods of rain, a couple of thunderstorms, especially Friday morning, early afternoon, windy and 70. The weekend looks fantastic. 72 Saturday, 79 Sunday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Think about it.
If you paid $100,000 for a degree that's going to pay you $20,000 a year, you didn't make a good investment.
Talk about it.
First of all, our economy is not trickle down. They're going to give out that money, and you know what it's going to do? It's going to trickle up, and it's going to end up in the pocket of people who produce things and own things. So, yes, the billionaires will get richer, and it's nonsensical. Biden gave out a couple $1 trillion, and it trickled up.
It's the place for ideas. This is 97.1 FM Talk.
This is Wiggins. I'm in favor of St. Louis brands as much as anybody. I love locally made things, especially when they become internationally famous, like Andrea's steak sauce. However, did you know that a lot of things with the local brand are just branded that way? They're made by maybe somebody who might live here, has a connection to St. Louis, but it's not actually made here. It's made somewhere else and shipped here, some other plant, processing plant, and then it's just basically marketed as a St. Louis thing. Not so with Andrea's steak sauce or Andrea's salad dressing. They're actually made right there in Fairview Heights next to the restaurant. So at the little bottling plant that's right there, it's about the size of a 3-car garage, and they make it here, and they always have. Since 1978, Andrea's Food Group has been making Andrea's steak sauce, and then their salad dressing came along a little bit later, but both of them incredibly unique and unique to St. Louis, locally made. You're not going to find a fresher product because it all is made right here. And yet, it's internationally famous. Pick up a bottle of Andrea's steak sauce at Schnucks, Dierberg's, or Straub's. You can get one at the restaurant or at andreas.com.
The Fed has raised rates.
But there's still time to put extra cash in your pocket with a cash-out refinance from Golden Oak Lending.
I'm James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak. With home values at all-time highs and our low rates, you can pull more cash out of your home.
Call 314-567-GOLD today, while Golden Oak still has millions of dollars available.
Golden Oak Lending, short hot blue.
NMLS 114937.
Attention Republicans, stand by for important election information. Oh, Democrats can listen too, I guess. But they probably won't, because if you're still a Democrat, you're clearly not paying attention. Anyway, in the Republican primary for Congress, President Trump has endorsed conservative Mary Miller. Repeat, Mary Miller is the official Trump choice for Congress. We like repeating it to annoy any Democrats who are still listening. Well, The point is, Mary Miller backs term limits. She's strong on election integrity. And Mary Miller will stand up to AOC and the green energy socialists that are just killing us at the gas pump. Conservative Mary Miller for Congress, the Trump Republican choice. And in case Joe Biden hears this, we now repeat our message in a way he can understand. Trump endorsed Mary Miller. Paid for by Club for Growth Action, clubforgrowthaction.org, and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
Join Mosby Building Arts every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. on 97.1 FM. Rich Orris and guests give insider tips about renovations, design, construction, exteriors, and more. Tune in to Right at Home with Rich on Saturdays or catch the podcast online.
There's a music station that fits your taste at Odyssey.com. Download the app for instant access to hundreds of music stations and listen live to 97.1 FM Talk. The Odyssey app. Download it or stream from 971talk.com. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is sponsored by The Loading Dock. River views, outdoor dining, live music, and overnight accommodations. The Loading Dock on the river in Grafton, Illinois.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
That's about the age, introducing them to Disney films, I would imagine.
You know, we've been trying, but they're real problematic. Like, I'm sure you've seen, like, they have all the warnings now.
Yes, there's like the title card on almost everything.
Just like, we're sorry, you know. We're going to still show it to you, but because, you know, so I tried showing, I was really excited to show them Peter Pan. And we started, and then, like, you know, not too far in, there's like an Indian man in a headdress, like, oh, and I'm like, okay, no, this is not good. This is not good. And then all the women, it's like mostly just those mermaids in Peter Pan. They're topless and they all speak in a whisper. Oh, Peter. I'm like, I don't want my son to see this, you know? So we watched Jungle Book. Don't even try with that.
So Amy Schumer on Seth Meyers' show, I don't know. I'm too busy watching Gutfeld to be watching those other nonsense late night shows. But I come across this clip. Amy, everything is problematic. I'm looking at your movies. They look like they've been pretty problematic. But Tyrus has got to have a thought.
You're becoming like my most stable relationship.
Enough said.
Author of a book called Just Tyrus, a memoir, which you've all read already. But if you haven't, buy one for a friend and pass it along to them. Fox News contributor on Gutfeld, host of Tyrus and Timph, the podcast, but with us every Thursday on the Annie Frey Show. Tyrus, welcome back to the show.
Always a pleasure.
Amy Schumer is finding some Disney movies very problematic and is going to keep her kids from them. I mean, go in on it, Tyrus. What do you think about that?
You can't get any pathetics in that. Yeah, if my kids end up having an issue or treating people bad, I'm going to blame it on because I let them watch Dragon Ball Z. I mean, I watched faithfully every day after school Bugs Bunny, and he constantly was blowing up.
Very
Elmer
violent.
Fudd, Yosemite Sam, and he dressed up like a woman sometimes and tricked Elmer Fudd. I mean, he was just all over the place. But you know what? I never blew anybody up, and I never dressed up to trick my friends. So it's a cartoon. It's a story. If it's that problematic, this from one of the most shock value, like, smut mouth comedians there is. I mean, every one of her movies, you can't watch with your kids if she's so appalled. This is up with like a
someone who was a porn star and then they come out against movies that are rated PG.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't, you're going at, and I'm not calling her a porn star, but what I'm saying is that this is what you do when you just want to be heard and you're desperate for interviews. So she's obviously hasn't had it hit for a while. So now she's jumping on the woke train to try to sound like she was, making jokes about the mermaids weren't topless and they were little girl mermaids. And, and the Indian had a headdress. Yeah, they wore those. I hate to tell you that. And it's Native American, since you want to be technical about it. And, you can't even call them the right nomenclature. Get it together. But this is what it is. They don't need facts. It just sounded good. And when you're making yourself laugh, usually no one else is laughing. So shame on her, because she, as a comedian, she wants to censor movies, but when they want to censor her and other comedians, well, that's not okay either.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You bulldoze parent your kids and you see how they turn out.
Tyrus is joining us.
I'm going to let mine watch filthy Peter Pan anytime they want.
Oh, that trash. It's really funny to hear somebody like her say those things and then to hear you hit it right on the nose where you say, it sounded good. She said what she knew would sound good to the people who I guess probably, I've heard that people watch Seth Meyers. I don't know who they are. But when you are a parent, as you are, and you've got kids who are existing in the kids' space, how do you, because I have you on here because you speak common sense, not because of a political affiliation that I don't even know what you're registered as, but you speak common sense.
Couldn't disagree more on sports teams.
Yeah, we're both in the playoffs though. What are the Bruins right now? Have they played one game or two? We're 1-1.
Yeah, I'm not talking about it.
Oh, so I honestly, Brad's giving me the don't go there any signal, so I'm gonna stop talking about that.
Yeah, it's not looking at the squad right now.
Yeah, we got spanked last night, so we're not in the greatest place. But anyway, as a parent who you as a human live squarely in the center of the common sense realm, you have to parent that way as well. And I assume that you want your kids to grow up with a good foundation of common sense. How do you
understanding? Here's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
My daughter said to me, "I want to watch a scary movie."
How old's your daughter?
Said, "Oh, my sweet 7."
7.
I said, "Okay, honey, what kind of movie do we want to watch?" And she was like, "I want to watch Aliens." And I said, "Ooh, great choice. You're clearly my daughter. And I will watch it with you. And if you get scared, I'll explain to you what it is."
Mm-hmm.
And we did it. And there was cussing even. But I was there as a parent to guide her through it. I wasn't there to make her scared of it or think there was something wrong with it. And when she got scared, I was like, that's like, you seen the Muppets? These are just ugly Muppets. And I explained to her what it is or whatever. And, her favorite character was the Queen. And because, it's what you want to be woke about it. She was a badass woman running things. And, and Sigourney Weaver was, you can't get any tougher than her.
Right.
And, without even thinking about it, it was the villain was the main top woman and the hero was the top woman. So I didn't even think about it in the process because that's not how I think with my kids. But we did it together. And I didn't then get on the thing and send an email to Sigourney Weaver going, how dare you? It's just ridiculous. And I believe I can speak on this as a New York Times bestselling author. I could say anything I want for 24 hours. So, but again, it just goes back to, you can't bulldoze your kids, and you can't be offended for them. I don't think her children were like, "Oh, mother, what is that hat he's wearing?"
Yeah, no kidding.
Stop. You probably, you probably didn't even watch. It just usually when I hear people virtue signaling, means usually they didn't do what they said they did.
Yeah.
And that's usually what the case is. It sounds good, and there's not in that same tone. My son is 10. He's older. Him and I were in the car, and something came up on TV where he wasn't. It was like Rick and Morty came across his screen, and it was Morty was doing something that 15-year-old boys do and got caught doing, or whatever the case was. And he asked me about it, and I said, "Okay, son. Well, when you get older," and he just said, "Is this an adult sex thing?" And I was like, "It is." He says, "Yeah, I'm not ready yet." I said, "I'm glad because I'm not either. Let's circle back to this when you're 11.
Go back.
It sounds good, Dad.
Revisit it.
But we talked about it, and when he wasn't ready, I was like, great. So you know what? Probably shouldn't watch Rick and Morty then, because there's a lot of those kind of jokes. And if you don't like those, then you probably shouldn't watch them. So why don't we stick with Dragon Ball Z?" And that's how you handle it. I didn't I didn't go after Rick and Morty. How dare you, sir? You know, like, it's just, it's not for him. He's not mature enough. We're not going to watch it. End of story. That's it. Done. Nothing else needs to happen.
And you're taking life as it comes, which, you know, you can say there's a certain age that your kid, I'm going to wait till this age to allow my kid to be exposed to such and such thing. But that's just not how the world works. And when the kids do get exposed to things, it's good that your kiddo could have that conversation with you and say, I'm not ready to go into this.
It all comes down to good parenting. It all comes down to not being their friend or their buddy.
Oh, man, we lost Tyrus. We'll get him back. I'm going to talk to him when he comes back here about the story that came out of a Disney-owned film, Sony. This is a story from Yahoo News. In China, films are reviewed by the China Film Administration under the publicity department of the China Communist Party. Like, I'm about to see like something here about the Ministry of Truth. That's what it feels like. Or Ministry of Disinformation, or whatever the heck it is. According to multiple sources, Chinese authorities initially wanted Sony and Marvel Studios to take out the American landmark, which is prominently featured during the film's third act. So in Spider-Man No Way Home, the Statue of Liberty is very prevalent within the film. And China was like, no, we don't want that in our film. We don't want that to be shown in China. Why? Well, Chinese regulators reportedly modified the original request to remove the action-packed sequence, instead asking for the removal of certain shots from the sequence that they deemed too, quote, patriotic, such as the scenes where Tom Holland's Spider-Man stands on the Statue of Liberty's crown. The regulators also suggested dimming the parts where the statue is shown to make it less noticeable. It's New York City. You can't like New York City. It's the Statue of Liberty.
The final fight takes place on the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, the movie just ends. So then Sony, this is interesting. Sony ultimately rejected the request, resulting in Chinese authorities preventing the latest Spider-Man film from being released in the biggest film market in the world, losing the film potentially $170 million to $340 million in sales from China.
Good for Sony. You know what?
And Marvel Studios.
And Marvel. I'm going to go buy that movie now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to tell my wife when I get home, listen, we're buying this movie because they told China to go pound sand.
Hold the American flag while you do it.
Yes.
I have a little Statue of Liberty from my trip to New York City a few years ago. And we went and did the New York City, we went and we were there for, I think, 4 days, but 2 of the 4 days were travel days. So you kind of you're like, okay, how touristy can you be in probably about 55 hours of time? And the Statue of Liberty was in there. I was really happy to hear this. It seems as though there are not a lot of good decisions being made when the pressure from China is coming our way, but this is a good one and it deserves to be acknowledged.
Yeah. What?
It's out now, right?
Yeah, it's been out. I've seen it already.
No, I mean for personal ownership.
I think
that just happened.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
Doctor Strange is out today.
Is it?
I think so. I went and looked to see where 2000 Mules was playing.
Yeah.
Because I was going, it's this week.
Yeah.
And I knew that it was in Creve Coeur. And I wanted to go, but we had the event last night, which was fantastic. And everybody who came out to see Jim Carafano and Hans von Spakovsky and all of us, we were so excited to meet you and see a packed room of people there. It was great. But I had that night. Tuesday was my daughter's birthday. Thursday, we were supposed to have a baseball game today. I don't think we're having a baseball game today. And I don't know, Fridays. Do I have something Friday? I have no idea. Is that tomorrow?
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
tomorrow.
And yeah, we're playing golf tomorrow.
Oh, Friday is the broadcast. I don't know that we're playing golf tomorrow. We're waiting to see. So nothing has been set in stone yet. And then Saturday, we're supposed to have a birthday party for my girl with the family. So I was like, I don't think I can go. But now, last night, I was thinking if it does rain all day and if the game gets rained out tonight, then I might go see 2000 Mules. I'd love to see it in the theater. So I went to go look, and lo and behold, it's at the Edwards. It said on the 2000mules.com website that it was at the AMC in Edwardsville. Sweet. And then I clicked on the link, and I think it's sold out everywhere.
Wow.
Or not playing on Thursday in Edwardsville. I don't know. I want to go. And because I think I have a free evening. But I don't know that I'm going to be able to. But I do believe that there's a live streaming event on Saturday, like a premiere event, and then you'll be able to buy it or own it or whatever by streaming it online, which I'll do.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do that too.
And while I was looking, I saw
Doctor Strange.
all of the theaters were going to be dedicated to Doctor Strange. So
Yeah.
there are too many theater options. There's like your regular theater, which is your cheap theater, which still costs like $50 a ticket or something. But then there's like Dolby Surround, and there's IMAX, and there's IMAX 3D, and there's, I don't know. There's so many of them. And the last time, what did we go? Oh, we went to see Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And we don't ever go to the movies, but I'll go see. This is probably the problem Hollywood's dealing with right now. I'll go see like an epic film.
Right.
And Doctor Strange is gonna absolutely be one of those. Spider-Man was one of those. But I want the like recliners and the super dark theater and the awesome surround sound. And we didn't buy the right theater. And I was so mad because we paid for IMAX, but I don't think it was the IMAX that has the extra stuff. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't go enough. And we went there and I was like, these aren't the right seats. This is not the right place. It was our mistake.
Yeah.
It wasn't anybody else's mistake.
The theater in O'Fallon, all they have is the reclining seats and reserve seats.
Yeah.
So, I mean, some of the screens are smaller than the others. They don't actually have an IMAX or anything.
I will wait for I want the best possible viewing experience. It might be the only movie I see this year. So I'm going to do it. And I don't know if some of these Marvel movies now, I'm a little less inclined to take my 6-year-old too, because I'm afraid she's not going to like it, and I don't want to cover her eyes if I paid $30 for her to be in the theater. So, all right, let's take a quick break. If anybody has seen Doctor Strange, I guess maybe it's possible that some of you have seen it. Don't give us any spoilers, but give us some reviews on the live chat to see if we should go see that. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to find out what Joe knows. Joe Concha joins us, political columnist at The Hill, Fox News contributor, and friend of the Annie Frey Show. Joe Concha, just a minute.
In a hurry with the fury speeding down your neck.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Save yourself, world service on needs. Listen to your heartbeat. Dummy with the rapture and the reverend and the right. You patriotic, slam fight, bright light, feeling pretty sight. It's the end of the world.
Decision 2022 is happening. Are you ready to decide? The primary candidates are here because they want to talk to you. Decision 2022, right here, right now, on 97.1 FM Talk.
The Vitae Foundation is the organization that I want to get, like right now, really want to have your attention about the Vitae Foundation, because if you've been thinking about what's been going on this week, the leak at the Supreme Court, and you've been thinking like, I need to step in here and I need to take action and do more, then just be pro-life. The Vitae Foundation, that's the answer. And when you go to the Vitae Foundation's website, you're going to be able to understand all of the ways that they raise funds and apply those funds to help women in their time of need choose life. They care for the woman and they care for the child. And they have been so successful in doing it by raising funds, just like they're going to be doing Tuesday, May 17th with Rachel Campus Duffy in town as the keynote speaker. And I will be the MC. Would love to meet you out there. So please, if you haven't yet, go see if there's space available. Get a table at the Vitae Foundation event, Tuesday, May 17th. Dinner and program at starting at 7 o'clock. And it's the Hilton St. Louis Frontenac that you can come join us. It's going to be a great night. I've been to multiple ones of these and they are wonderful. Please consider going and please consider making a donation to the Vitae Foundation. All of the information is right there on their website at vitaefoundation.org.
Dell Technologies wants to celebrate all your hard work with these Small Business Month specials. Get great value offers on powerful laptops, desktops, and servers with Windows 11 Pro starting at $499, plus top monitors and docks, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. It's the perfect time to upgrade so you and your team can stay secure from anywhere. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL to refresh your business tech with these Small Business Month specials. Dell recommends Windows 11 Pro for business.
Tim's taxes were an unbelievably tangled mess.
The IRS just wouldn't work with me. Then Optima got involved, and I mean, they really got involved.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
It's like having two lives, the one before Optima Tax and the one after.
Do what Tim did. Call Optima now for a free consultation. Call 800-953-1788. 800-953-1788.
Optima Tax Relief.
testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Looking to sell your house without all the hassle and pricey repair costs? Great, because Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis loves buying fix-up homes in any condition, as is, no fees and no commissions. Call 314-782-8000, and Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis will give you a cash offer right now. No strings attached. We buy inherited houses, divorce houses, trashed houses, even those my tenant won't pay rent houses. Call Chris at 314-782-8000 and find out how easy it is to work with us. That's 314-782-8000. Do you think your home will be difficult to sell? Easy. Our team will provide you with personal guidance through our short and simple process to turn your house into a pile of gold. Just call Chris at 314-782-8000. 314-782-8000. That's 314-782-8000. And let Chris worry about everything.
If you're considering an annuity as part of your retirement plan, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, Senior Vice President Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Annuities can be a useful tool for some retirement investors, but not all annuities are created equal. Every week, we meet clients who own complex annuities that don't suit their needs and, in some cases, actively undermine their retirement plan. Before you purchase an annuity, get a second opinion from the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel. Requesting a consultation is free of charge. To request a free consultation, contact us at clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member NYSE and SIPC.
It's time for an $89 AC tune-up.
ScaryPoppins.com.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
What you know, Joe?
I don't know nothing.
What you know, Joe?
Tell me something.
What you know, Joe?
Ain't conniving, just ain't jiving. I don't know.
What you know, Joe?
Well, I don't know Latin.
What you know, Joe?
Well, initially, the media did a good job of blocking the story, so customers were still coming in, but they didn't understand the police presence or why there was feces and rotten vegetables thrown at the shop. So eventually it got out and people stopped coming in for service. People started coming in without computers, and I can only imagine that they were there to do me harm. So by the end of November, by the end of October, I had made the decision, and by November 2nd, I closed the shop.
That's the computer repairman that Hunter Biden handed his computer to. And he's like, here, like computers, excuse me, there were multiple. Listen to all of these things that are taking place in the world right now. And the SCOTUS leak comes out and whoop, there goes all of our attention. And we're squarely focused in on that. Was this leak coordinated? Was it one person who went rogue? Are we supposed to not be paying attention to these types of stories? The southern border is still an issue. Kids in classrooms and the education system and what it's doing to them, still an issue. Lots to pay attention to, which is why we talk to people like Joe Concha, who are paying attention to all of it, political columnist at The Hill, Fox News contributor, and joining us again here on the Annie Frey Show. Joe, welcome back to the show. Great to have you.
I'd love to have a theme song now on here.
I mean, found that for you.
Arrived.
Yes, thank you for noticing. Put the SCOTUS leak on Roe v. Wade's potential overturning in the context of all of these other dumpster fires that are they're bigger than that at this point. What are we supposed to be paying attention to?
Well, I think the leak is notable because, look, Washington, at last check, Congress leaks and the Senate leaks and the White House leaks, and there's leaks everywhere. It's as common in Washington as the football team being mediocre and lawmakers spending money that they don't have, right? It's just something that's part of life there. But the Supreme Court has always been this leak-free utopia, right? Where the leaks didn't happen. You have to go back to like 1973, the last time any sort of major leak came out of the Supreme Court. And sure enough, now 3 have happened this year already, which is incredible. You remember when Justice Breyer was retiring, and then suddenly, hey, it's leaked that he's going to retire, and he didn't even they didn't give this guy the courtesy to announce his own retirement. So somebody within those walls decided to put that out there probably for political purposes on some level, right? Because it got a lot of attention, because you get not only the leak and then people talking about it, but then you get the actual announcement, and then that gives the news cycle more legs on one story. So that was a leak, and maybe that wasn't that big of a deal. But then you remember also Justice Gorsuch and Sotomayor. Right, Sotomayor was saying that, boy, I am very uncomfortable with Justice Gorsuch not wearing his mask around me, right? And this got all sorts of play. Like, see, the Republican justice is trying to kill the liberal justice because he won't wear his mask because he doesn't believe in science. All these ridiculous headlines. And then both justices came out, Gorsuch and Sotomayor, and said, no, this was never said. This never happened. All right, and the story is BS. So that's twice now. And then obviously we see what happened here with this decision. And I hear this theory that actually it was a conservative clerk that probably put this out. And look, why do you leak? You leak because there's got to be some sort of benefit to it, right? You're trying to shape a narrative. You're trying to push a story in a certain direction. I don't see how a conservative clerk putting this out there helps push this in any positive direction, because what it does is it dominates the news cycle for many days, as it has, and it takes inflation, crime, education, border, Ukraine off the news cycle. So I'm pretty sure that this came from somebody liberal within that organization and or that entity, and whoever did this, I would hope that when it is found out that they did this, that they're fired and they're prosecuted, because this is a very big deal. Yet now we hear from Democrats, of course, saying, well, the leak is not a big deal. Jen Psaki dismisses it, and Adam Schiff laughably dismisses it. The king of leaks, right? The godfather of leaks says, the leak is no big deal.
Not concerned.
And they say that. And they say, this is all about Republicans ultimately wanting to ban abortion in all 50 states, which, of course, it's not. This means it just goes back to the states. And if states want to say after 15 weeks that you can't have an abortion, well, a majority of the American people, according to polling, actually believe in that. I'll leave it here as far as the narrative. You would think by watching the news, by watching most media outlets, that we are an 80-20 pro-choice to pro-life country. That almost everybody's pro-choice. It's like legalizing pot, right? It's gone completely in the pro-choice direction. It hasn't. You look at Gallup, it's directly down the middle, boom, 50-50 as far as pro-life and pro-choice. And I would think as you get later into a pregnancy, then more and more of the polls decidedly go in the conservative direction, saying, hey, after one trimester, I'm sorry, not a good idea to abort a baby because now it has a heartbeat, and that's basically murder. And that's how a lot of moderates feel, and that's why that polling goes in that direction. But if you listen to our media, you would think that everybody is horrified by this potential decision coming down, when they're really kind of not.
Yeah, and if they understand that it's not a banning of abortion, if you just pay attention to the details and the facts, which you've just given us a ton of them, they'd understand that if you live in a blue state, you're probably still, like I live in Illinois, you're still going to be able to have abortions galore. In Missouri, on the other hand, no, not so much. I mean, it's a states' rights issue, and I was saying this a little bit earlier in the show, but you get the idea more and more that these people just hate the Constitution. They just want to have their way, and they kick and scream literally in the streets until they try to get it.
And here's the thing, the kicking and screaming, Democrats have a real discipline problem as far as their emotions are concerned. And I get that a good passionate speech once in a while can really resonate. But when every day is hyperbole, a scale of 1 to 10, you're at 23 now at this point. After a while, people stop listening because it's just too hysterical. We saw the same thing with voting rights, that democracy is at stake unless we federalize voting in this country. And then everybody's like, no, that's a state issue, and then it should stay that way. And then, of course, that didn't pass thanks to the Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema. Same thing with what else was there as far as I'm going? Oh, race, right? Racism. I did one story I remember for The Hill where CNN and MSNBC in the span of 1 week said the term race or racism, okay? Those two words, 4,100 times. You literally have to say it it's every fourth sentence for that to work out mathematically.
Yeah.
But that's what they did. And so when you call somebody a racist, that used to be a very big deal. Now it's like, all right, whatever. I guess everybody's a racist. If you're white, you're on Fox, I'm automatically a racist, even though my last name is Concha and my relatives came by way of Cuba and Puerto Rico. Yeah, I'm a racist. Fine. Yeah, go ahead. Lump me in. But no one pays attention to it anymore. So that's what they're going to do here. They're overplaying their hand because they know that they think this is one issue that's going to save them in the midterms. And it's not, because in the end, inflation's still going to be there in November. Crime's still going to be there in November. education in terms of teachers' unions being favored by Democrats instead of parents, that's still going to be there. The border's still going to be a mess, and Ukraine's still going to be at war. And that will dwarf the abortion issue, because the abortion issue basically is a wash, Annie.
Yeah, we're speaking with Joe Concha right now, columnist at The Hill, Fox News contributor, at Joe Concha TV on Twitter. I think about the rules, the rubric that the left has successfully laid out pretty much since Obama was campaigning and then took office and started controlling our language and started really scaring people into not engaging in conversations where maybe my perspective is not welcome. And I know that I'm going to be called names. Like you're saying, racist is so common now. I mean, real racism does exist, and they do a real disservice to calling out the real racists, a-holes that exist in our world because we use that word so much. Is it is it just this moment in time because inflation is so bad that their rules and regulations on how we treat each other and speak to one another, that's not as effective at the ballot box? Will we get back to that? Or do you think that, I think Americans have just had enough?
I think that we're split to the point where I can't see us moving forward. In other words, if another 9/11 happened right now, I try to think of the reaction when it happened at the time. The country came together, and George W. Bush had something like a 92% approval rating, right? Because rally around the flag, and we're all Americans. Forget about being Republican, Democrat, blue, red, whatever. Now, I think if that happened, it would be probably, let's say it happened under a Republican administration, then it would be that president is in the back pocket of somebody and allowed this to happen. Or if it happens under a Democratic president, same thing. In other words, we're the blame culture now. We don't look at things logically and with common sense and say, hey, maybe this thing just happened because it happened, not because anybody's technically at fault. So I just never can see us going back to this now, because the left has gone so far left. I mean, did you see that Elon Musk that cartoon that he sent out? He was retweeting it. I mean, that says it all. It's like he's a liberal, right? He's left of center. He's not way left of center. He's slightly left of center. And then the liberal who's a stick figure is maybe 2 feet away from him. And then in 2012, the stick figure is running hard in the other direction. He stays in the same place. The conservative stays in the same place. And then by 2021 or 2022, the stick figure that's the liberal is calling the other 2 stick figures bigots and is like basically off the page. And then the conservatives just going LOL. That's what they become, like an angry old party. And they're old, right? I mean, the president's going to be 80 next year in a couple of months, and Nancy Pelosi's 82. And I could go down the list of people in Congress and Senate who are also in their 80s. Dianne Feinstein. I mean, you see reports about her, and I'm not joking about this, because we all have relatives like this, unfortunately. She's basically going through dementia right now. She can't remember basic things. That's what Democratic senators are saying. So the party is supposed to be woke and young and hip is actually old and white and out of touch and about to be out of power. And that's why I think Republicans are lined up very, very nicely for 2022 and then 2024, regardless of who the nominee is.
Last question before we let you go. Speaking with Joe Concha right now, I came across this clip because you exposed it to me on your Twitter account, because I don't really watch Seth Meyers and I definitely don't watch Amy Schumer. But the two of them were having a conversation on Seth Meyers' show about Disney films and how problematic The Little Mermaid, Jungle Book, and Peter Pan are. And, just to what you're saying right now, I almost feel like maybe these old Disney movies that weren't really meant to persuade or indoctrinate people in a specific way are maybe going to come back in vogue, where we can watch it, understand the context, the history that is in there, and maybe some of the things that reflect things that we don't do anymore in this country, but all be grown-ups about it and show our kids these films and not expect to be raising little racist hate mongers.
Can I ask you a question to answer your question?
Yes.
When was Amy Schumer ever funny? I find her repugnant. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that because her uncle is Chuck Schumer. No, I'm telling you, I just don't get
of relevance. How is
right?
Amy relevant to this conversation? No, I understand.
She's like Lena Dunham 2.0. Like, why are these people remotely seen as successful? And here's what she said last night to Seth Meyers, who is insufferable. Like, it's like, just
he's
go
very
on CNN
angry
and take them out of class. He is, isn't he?
He's very angry.
That's Letterman's old spot. I mean, come on, man. But when Letterman was saying, here's what she said. It's tough, these movies. I love Monsters, Inc. movies, but there's no women. It's like everybody's got to do better. It's Monsters, Inc. All right.
There's no humans. Well, just one. I guess it was a female too. Come on. Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly
she
right.
hosted the Oscars, right? And what was it? 3 women. Where are the men? If you want equality, right? Shouldn't it be 2 and 2? Put 4 out there. I can't watch late night. It's so insufferable. It's why Greg Gutfeld is doing
So
as well as he is, because he's filling a huge void that people are hungering for, which is humor. Just give me humor.
Yes.
That's all I want.
100%. I watch Gutfeld every chance I get. Joe Concha, we watch you on Fox News every chance we get as well. Read you on the Hill, and we're always grateful when you give us some of your time. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks, Danny. Have a good one.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye. I love that. And this is true. The objection, relevance, sustained. Moving on. We're done here. Did you say Amy Schumer? Why? What were you thinking? Doesn't make any sense. Why are we talking about her? Oh, man. You're right, Joe. You're right. Let's take a quick break. More Annie Frey Show in a minute, but you can take this time while you spend some time with us here in this commercial break to go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel and vote in the live chat poll. Are you MAGA? MAGA all the way? Good policy, but I don't identify that way? Or no way? Go vote. Make sure your voice is heard. Leave a comment. Hannah will read them. We'll be back in just a minute. Don't go away.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie. The Mark Reardon Show.
Congresswoman Ann Wagner. There will be an investigation. Chief Justice Roberts is moving forward on that. It's a very limited number of people who had access to this draft.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage is looking at this moment right now. Just heard yesterday the Fed raised rates. How does that affect your ability to get a mortgage refinance with Stewart's American Mortgage? Well, Stewie's the guy to call, because if you've been thinking about doing this for the thought of maybe investing in your home or paying off high interest credit card debt, because listen, those interest rates, as they go up, that's going to affect your credit card debt as well. If you've been thinking about getting rid of that debt and consolidating it using the equity in your home, it's still a really good move. But you got to call Stewie, and he'll customize. He'll take the bagel loan, and he will tell you how the bagel loan can help you. And I'm going to just be honest. I don't know if I should say this in an advertisement that he's paying me to talk to you about. However, he will tell you if it's not going to work for you. He's not going to take advantage of you, of your situation, just to make a deal. He is really, truly there to help you. And I hear from so many Annie Frey Show listeners who have taken up my advice, like I did myself, and gone to Stewie to say, here's my situation. Here's what I'm thinking. Can you help me? And then he gives me options that actually have helped my family greatly. Please consider using the bagel loan for your refinance or home purchase at 314-324-4440. Call or text 314-324-4440. Google the bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
Hi, guys. It's Andrew with Pineview Medical Clinic. Is erectile dysfunction damaging your relationship? Are you sick of the pill and all the side effects? Well, welcome to the future. We have a major medical breakthrough. Pineview Medical Clinic uses the most advanced form of wave therapy. Backed by 60 clinical studies, our technology uses pressure waves to repair and open up blood vessels. We've helped countless men get rid of their ED. But what is the true end result? Their relationship, even their lives, improve drastically. If you're ready to regain your love life, call us right now, and not only will the assessment and ultrasound be free, we'll also give you a gift that produces immediate results in the bedroom. It almost never fails. This is worth $550, and it's free to callers right now. 314-530-7777. That's 314-530-7777. Put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and experience what I call the happiness ripple effect. Call Pineview Medical Clinic now. 314-530-7777.
Mother's Day will be here soon. Come to Shane Company for a beautiful gift of fine jewelry. Your gift will be a love note, a thank you, a recognition of everything Mom does without expecting anything in return.
For holding me close and drying my tears, for tying my shoes and calming my fears.
For making us pancakes and planning our days.
You're the very best mom in so many ways.
Your gift to Mom will remind her of your love. And at Shane Company, we have many ways to create a personalized gift. You can have a special message inscribed on an engravable style, or create a one-of-a-kind necklace stacked with meaningful charms. We can also help you create a ring or a necklace with birthstones to represent each family member. Or pick her favorite colors. Your Mother's Day gift will be a love note, something beautiful that she can wear every day.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Hi, this is Ken.
And Laurie Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals.
If you're retiring soon, join us Saturday at 9:30 a.m. for your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
It's time to tackle those top outdoor tasks. And at Menards, we've got the powerful tools you need. Save 11% on all outdoor power, like a Brute by Briggs & Stratton 3,000 PSI pressure washer. It's built to handle the harshest grime. Save 11% on all Briggs & Stratton pressure washers and outdoor power now at Menards. Hurry in. Good through May 8th. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. In addition to heating and cooling, Air Comfort Service also offers indoor air quality, water heater, and AeroSeal duct sealing services. Get in your comfort zone with aircomfortservice.com.
If it's bumper to bumper or smooth sailing, Sue Thomas has you covered with dependable traffic. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company, the best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
I'm losing my self-control. Yeah, you're starting to trickle back in. But I don't want to fall down the rabbit hole.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Tell myself, draw the line. Not do I do, but once in a while I trip up and across the line. And I think of you. 2 years are just like that. My head still takes me back. Thought it was done, but I guess it's never really over. Oh, we were such a mess, but wasn't it the best? Thought it was done, but I guess it's never really over.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy Thursday. That means tomorrow's Friday. I'm very excited about that. It was such a good event last night. Did you have fun?
I had a blast. I signed my first autograph ever.
Really?
Last night. Yeah.
Did it feel good?
Yeah, it was. Well, it was kind of like I was
panic?
walking by and the guy stopped me and he handed me a pen and a paper. I was like, "You want my autograph?" He said, "Yeah." I was like, "This is my first autograph," and I signed it real quick. And
That's fun.
Yeah.
It was so great. The Elks Lodge in O'Fallon, packed house, and Jim Carafano and Hans von Spakovsky were wonderful, of course. And it was just really, really great to have the whole station out there and to be with all of you. And we had so many people who were like, "We're so happy to be out here. Please do these again." You're just excited to participate. And, you listen to, if you listen to the way Jim Carafano speaks about being in St. Louis and the importance of the station and how the station has been such a stronghold and been a mover and a shaker for so long and still is. And that was the first event we had outside of COVID where it was a whole station event. So we've done other things, but specifically for 97.1 with the whole crew, it was great. It was a great event. I felt this morning, I think this weather, I'm not really I know people have like seasonal affective disorder. I don't think that's how you say the A word. Effective? I don't know. I know that people are bothered by rain. I actually kind of love these types of days, but I want to be like cozy at home. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything, but I like that. I don't think that that's the way people who are negatively affected by the weather feel about it. I think it makes them sad.
yeah, I don't get affected by the weather like that at all.
Well, I mean, it's like an actual condition.
Yeah, I know.
I love a good rainy morning. If you're laying in bed and you don't have to get out of bed quite yet, you just lay there and you just listen to the rain. If I get 5 minutes of peaceful quiet time, I'm just like listening to the quiet, looking around like, is nothing going to make a noise? Is it going to be quiet in here? It's fantastic. So I don't know. I kind of like these days, but I'm kind of ready for a nice sunny day.
Yeah, we played softball on Tuesday night and it was like 52 and rainy, and I'm like, it's May, where is the weather? And then like I think by next Tuesday it's supposed to be like 88 degrees. So I'm like super excited because it's time to get in.
Yeah, we're talking near 90s stuff, if not potentially touching 90s. Do you like hot weather?
I didn't used to, but I do now.
I love it. Why didn't you used to?
Because I was fat.
Brad.
Well, it's true. I was over 100 pounds heavier than what I am now.
Mhm.
And when you're that big, that's a lot of insulation. That's a lot of like winter clothing that you can't take off. So when it's hot, it's really hot.
Miserable.
Yes.
But you like it better now.
I like it better now.
Yeah, I enjoy warm weather. I don't like that if you walk outside, I think it has to be below, it's probably below 50, but now that it's May, it's probably below 60. Or if you walk out and the temperature kind of makes you go, "Ooh."
Yeah.
I don't like that. I like to be able to walk from outside or from inside to outside and just to go and be like, this is so pleasant. So I think it has to be about 60, 65 in order to really feel that way.
Yeah.
You've said your perfect temperature is what?
I don't remember what I said. Like upper 60s, lower 70s.
Oh man, I'm like 86.
No, not that hot.
Too much?
Yes. I like to go out in the hot weather and then come back inside to the air conditioning.
Like just refreshing.
Yeah, and I like doing stuff outside when it's hot, but I don't want to spend my whole day out there sweating.
I've been doing really good running, and I can't run when no, that's not true. I can run when it's raining. I'm not running. Remember when I said that I love this weather because it makes me want to stay inside and cuddle up and do nothing? Yeah, I need to be able to get back outside and run. Mike on YouTube says, Annie, you need to have the next event on the east side. We are working on doing we're planning some things that would potentially be taking place on the Illinois side of the river. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We need to spread them out.
Mm-hmm.
O'Fallon was super simple to get to. It just was a long way away from me.
Yeah, it was a long way.
How long was it for you?
Well, it took me right at an hour, and I left here, but I got caught in traffic. So getting out of downtown took a while, and then taking 70 out.
But how about home?
Home was, I don't want to say because then people know how fast I was driving.
Oh, but you went O'Fallon to O'Fallon.
I can get home in about 45 minutes from O'Fallon.
Oh, that was pretty fast. That was speedy. Yeah, we're going to continue to have events that are going to be in different locations to reach different people. Did you get to talk to a lot of people last night?
I did. I got to meet Todd from our YouTube chat. So hi, Todd. How are you? And that's Todd, not Todd.
Todd. That's right.
And then was it Carl from St. Charles? The guy who
Chesterfield,
I
think, who won the VIP.
tickets, got to meet him.
Yeah, we met him and his wife.
Which is really cool. Got to talk to Jim and Hans and just met fans, met a lot of the fannies that I had never met before in person. So like Sharon and Mama Kay and Bren, I got to meet them in person for the first time. And Joe showed up. So yeah, it's a lot of good times, a lot of people to talk to.
If you haven't seen it yet, I'll retweet it right now so it's at the top of my feed. We took a show picture last night. What did you think about the show picture?
Well, behind every great man, there's a great woman.
What a doofus.
I don't think that's how you get to be a great man, but
yeah, I'll share it here on Twitter at Annie Frey Show. I'll share it on the live stream. We were taking so many pictures, so we decided to take this show picture, and Ryan's gonna Ryan. You know how that goes. Man, I've got a couple of things that I'm going to talk about in the 2:00 hour, but the idea of surrounding the Supreme Court building with fences because people are making threats. I mean, we've been here and we've done this, and currently, the idea that people would attack a federal building in the nation's capital is being like litigated in the House committee, the January 6th committee. This is from the Federalist. Left-wing group bribes abortion radicals with stipends for participating in intimidation protests at justices' homes. This is where we are right now. Like this is this important to these people. A left-wing group is gathering abortion activists to march at Supreme Court justices' homes next week, with stipends available for some protesters who participate in the Roe v. Wade crusade. Beginning on Sunday, the group, organized under the moniker Ruth Sent Us, will embark on a week-long demonstration with plans to protest outside the homes of the 6 conservative Supreme Court justices whose alleged addresses have been published on the group's website. Which is interesting to say Ruth Sent Us, because I believe Ruth Bader Ginsburg really, didn't she say this would be decided at the states anyway?
Mm-hmm. They better hope those justices aren't like me, because if
Armed?
they marched in front of my house to try to get me to change my mind, that's not going to work. That's only going to solidify my vote.
Yeah, I don't think that this type of they can't.
No.
The only people who can uphold the integrity of the Supreme Court right now are those 9 justices.
Mm-hmm. And what should actually happen is, in a show of solidarity, the other justices who were voting against it should vote for them, should vote it. They should just make it a 9-0.
I kind of had that thought in my head. I know it would never happen, but
No, it wouldn't. But I mean, even so, who are we thinking in the 5-4? If Alito's writing the decision, the ruling, that means that Roberts didn't.
He's probably
switch
got
over.
some caveat that says
Right. And so now, if he votes over, then he writes the decision. But I mean, my thing is you cannot give in to this kind of intimidation, because that's the foundation. That's everything. You can't just let people get angry. You, as a Supreme Court justice, are answered. You answer to the Constitution and the Constitution
only. Demonstrators with, quote, Ruth Sendas, that's their name, appear to be coordinating with several allied activist groups, including Code Pink, Kavanaugh Off Our Court, that's a thing, and Black Lives Matter, of course. While the website advertises peaceful protests, the recent memories of Black Lives Matter riots terrorizing the country remain fresh in the minds of the public as communities are still rebuilding. That's what they're going to do, folks. Makes me feel like we're right over the target. Stick around, Ryan Wiggins in studio in a minute.
This brain, 'cause I can't even go on the internet.
If you don't love your dentist as much as I do and talk about him on the radio, so I'm including everybody now, so you were included in this, then you should switch to my dentist, Dr. Ty Parker, and Fountains Family Dentistry. I say that not just because Dr. Ty Parker is a friend of mine and has been for a long time, and I can vouch for him, but also because he really did change the way I live. If you're not sleeping well, get one of their mouth guards for sleep. I call it the sleep apnea device. I don't know what the official name for it is, but it really did change the way I live. I sleep so much better now. And after a couple months, even wearing it, my jaw will get so relaxed that my apnea will start to creep back in. But the device is better than just an average one, because you can change the way your jaw sits at night. That sounds really complicated and uncomfortable, but it's not at all. You don't even notice that you're wearing it. In fact, at this point, I notice more than when I'm not wearing it, because I don't sleep as well. So if that's you, give my friend Dr. Ty Parker a call. You can visit him at fountainsfamilydentistry.com.
Gentlemen, spring is here. Recapture your vitality with Victory Men's Health. Mark Cox here. They're going to make it easy for you, because they get rid of the excuses. They've got a brand new location that brings them to 3 locations close to you, one in Wing Haven and O'Fallon, Missouri, the other one in Town and Country there near Clayton and 141, and the original location off Greenmount Road in O'Fallon, Illinois. Book your appointment today. Go online to victorymenshealth.com.
Hey, St. Louis, it's Michael Mohan with Community Mortgage. The real estate market is as hot as the center of a freshly cooked toasted ravioli, making this a great time to use the equity in your home for a cash-out refinance, to upgrade your outdated kitchen, or consolidate your high-interest credit card debt, saving hundreds each month. If you're in the market to purchase a new home, don't trust your loan to an out-of-state call center or online lender. Call me. Call Michael Mohan at 314-336-6050. I want to save you money on your home purchase, refinance, or debt consolidation, and put my 20 years of local loan experience to work for you. When you call, you'll speak to me, and I will tailor a loan to fit your needs. So call 314-336-6050, 314-336-6050, or online at communitymortgagestl.com.
Community Mortgage LLC, 224-143, NMLS 250353.
Need a break from the sound bites and the talking heads? Do you want information you can actually use? Information that'll change your life for the better? Then listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del will show you how to retire in 2 to 5 years. Your age doesn't matter. Turn off the pundits and turn on the passive income. Tune in to the Del Walmsley Radio Show.
Tune in to the Del Walmsley Show, where the hype ends and the help begins. Weeknights at 7 on 97.1 FM Talk.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk.
An Odyssey station.
A
surprise decision and a high-profile attack on Lisa Brady, Fox News. The man accused of attacking comedian Dave Chappelle on stage in California this week will reportedly face a misdemeanor count instead of a felony charge. He had a fake gun with a knife attached.
23-year-old Isaiah Lee was arrested in the first place on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon after rushing the stage and charging Dave Chappelle. But the office of District Attorney George Gascon has decided not, apparently, according to the reporting of the LA Times, to pursue felony charges. And the reasoning, according to the Times, is that Isaiah Lee did not actually brandish the weapon as he attacked Dave Chappelle. It was instead just in his bag.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt in LA, the LA City Attorney's Office will decide on the final charges. Just getting word of a deadly stabbing attack in Israel, with at least 3 people killed and 3 others wounded in an Orthodox town near Tel Aviv. Initial reports of a man armed with an axe attacking passersby. Heavy fighting in Ukraine.
Russia is targeting infrastructure like rail lines and bridges to try to break the flow of much needed military aid for Ukrainian forces from the U.S. and other countries in the West. Defense officials say for now, at least, the arms are still getting through.
Fox's Greg Palcott in Kiev. Russia has denied storming a steel plant where Ukrainian fighters and civilians have been under siege in the devastated city of Mariupol. A major retreat on Wall Street. The Dow down more than 1,100 points in a reversal from yesterday's gains over the Fed's half-point rate hike, as investors second-guess the amount needed to curb inflation without triggering recession. America is listening to Fox News.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital. Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Keeping it wet for our Thursday afternoon. Heavy rain possible at times. Periods of rain, a couple of thunderstorms, 75. Still wet tonight. Periods of rain, a couple of thunderstorms, 58. Friday, still wet. Periods of rain, a couple of thunderstorms, especially Friday morning. Early afternoon, windy and 70. The weekend looks fantastic. 72 Saturday, 79 Sunday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Listen to the Annie Frey Show this Friday from noon to 3. It'll sound a little different. Annie, Ryan, Brad, and Hannah will be broadcasting live from Tamarack Golf Course in Shiloh, Illinois for the St. Clair County Chairman Invitational Golf Tournament. So tune in for a different kind of day. The Annie Frey Show, live as usual, but on location. This Friday from noon to 3 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Real estate prices are through the roof, right? Home buyers are paying way over asking price. You're tempted to sell, but you're not 100% sure you're ready to move. In a perfect world, you could sell your home for full value, bank the cash, and continue living there as long as you like. Well, I found your perfect world at Truehold.com. This is life-changing. Truehold will pay you 100% of your home's value, 100% in cash right now. And here's the best part. You don't have to move unless you want to. You can stay in your home as long as you'd like. Truehold covers all property taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance too. Let's review. Truehold pays you 100% of your home's value in cash within 30 days. Use your cash to do anything and everything you've dreamed of doing. Travel, pay off debt, or buy that new right-size home on the golf course. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com and discover the smarter, faster alternative to cashing out your home's full value without having to move. That's 855-300-9993 or go to Truehold.com.
Owning a business comes with pressure. There's a limit to what I can do and still keep employees engaged. Fortunately, there's Insperity. They put 30 plus years of HR experience to work to help me with hiring, training, HR administration, and compliance, while giving my employees competitive benefit options. And because I'm able to focus on other priorities, my employees can thrive and my business can grow. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
Politician Darren Bailey calls himself a conservative, swears he's a believer, but look closely at his record. Bailey's a deceiver, the textbook definition of a dishonest politician hiding his record. For instance, Bailey was caught on tape admitting he voted for Joe Biden. In his own words, listen.
I might have voted for Biden.
Biden for president?
I might have voted for Biden.
What kind of conservative votes for Joe Biden? The fake kind. Darren, the deceiver. But Bailey's a believer when it comes to one thing, property tax hikes. Voted 13 times to raise property taxes, increasing 81%, even higher than Chicago. Jesse Sullivan's no better. Claims to be conservative, yet Sullivan backed Obama for president. His campaign's propped up by Pritzker Democrats, just like Bailey's. Sullivan even founded a group pushing open borders and amnesty for illegals. Sullivan and Bailey, not true conservatives, no matter what they say. Paid for by Urban for Illinois.
The best way to listen to music is at a concert in the front row. And the best way to eat a Nature Valley Crunchy Bar is outside. Somehow it makes the crunch even crunchier and the whole grains even whole grainier. See for yourself with Nature Valley.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
Want to listen to 97.1 outside the listening area? There's an app for that. Download the Odyssey app, and one tap will turn the station on. The Odyssey app for 97.1 FM Talk. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is sponsored by The Loading Dock. River views, outdoor dining, live music, and overnight accommodations. The Loading Dock on the river in Grafton, Illinois.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Well, welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Ryan Wiggins in studio right now. Looking real tiny on the live stream.
Yeah, I'm down in my little crouching tiger hidden dragon pose here. I didn't even know where that was going when I started the sentence.
What? We know how you don't like to be a front center.
Yeah, right. Man, that picture, that's a moment that took about 5 seconds. And I knew right after, I'm going to pay for this all day tomorrow and maybe beyond, because you put the show logo on it. It wasn't just like, oh, now it's an official show picture.
Yeah, it's going to be the one I submit for my next Gracie Awards.
I hope they give it to me. So if you're not looking at this picture.
Oh, you're going on about it. Go on.
The whole crew is there. Hannah, Annie, and Brad. And then I am standing right in the front, and you can't really see Annie. So it's a bad picture, but it's funny. I give you that. And now it's got the logo. We got the stars and the stripes in the back. I mean, it's a nice picture for the most part, except that it is just basically me. and then you guys in the back.
How'd you like the event last night?
I had a blast.
It was good.
You know what I really enjoyed was I've got some good stories actually about, I had to drive Hans and Jim.
Tell us.
To the event. So there's 40 straight minutes.
Did you clean your car?
Yeah.
Did you?
I did.
I need to know, because listen, if I'm driving anybody around, especially like the person whose name is on the event we're going to, I am going to have to do work on my car.
Oh, I went out there for a good 15, 20 minutes before I left.
Did you vacuum?
No, I didn't have a vacuum. I should have done that.
Were
I
there
would've.
French fries on the floor?
Yeah.
Were they yours or your children's?
They were mostly pretzel shards, and they were not mine. So a couple.
Did you offer them some?
I did. I did. Yeah.
Pretzels on the floor if you want some.
I did. Well, I asked them.
I didn't know what you liked, so I got a little everything.
Unfortunately, this is apropos for me, but I said, "Have you guys eaten dinner yet?" Because it was like 4:30, when I picked them up, and they're like, "No, no." And I said, "Do you know if there's gonna be food there?" Because I was asking, pretending like I was concerned about them, but really I was just concerned that there was not gonna be food there.
Yeah.
And
but
there
really,
wasn't.
you were just concerned about
Me.
You.
Yeah. And I was right. There was not food. But, the Corinne was her name. She was kind of like in charge of managing
Everything.
everybody.
She's the boss.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Yes.
She said, well, no, I don't think so. But Trisha told us there was going to be some light snacks. And so I said, well, there's some light snacks on my floor if you guys get hungry.
Who sat in the front with you?
Corinne.
And
the dudes were in the back.
So they were in the back of the car with the food.
Well, I did pretty well on the food.
Pretty well.
Yeah, I did pretty well. I didn't feel terrible about it. But then when I look, because when you're cleaning, you're just grabbing everything. And
I
you
know
kind of
how
throw it in
your
the bag.
conscience really how it really creeps up on you, Ryan.
Well, with this one, I'm like, well, it's kind of embarrassing. I mean,
you say you used to drive an Uber, huh?
I did. And that's another funny part of the story. So I was cleaning out, but when I sat down and looked back into the car, I was seeing it at a different angle than when you're standing above it. And you can see into the cracks, and oh man, it was bad. And I'm hoping I'm thinking when they grab their buckle to buckle the seatbelt in, it might
like
have some things on it or something. I don't know, and I still don't know.
Like a pinata, it just all comes out.
Yeah, there it comes.
Have at it, boys.
you wanted some half goldfish? You got it.
We're gonna have to have them on the show next week to ask them how dirty Ryan's car was.
So your Uber story?
So when we're getting, so it's pretty far out there. It's O'Fallon, Missouri. It's not somewhere I've been, just.
You say it's pretty far out there, but that's where a lot of the people listening right now are sitting. Yeah, is sitting right now.
In Illinois, it's like almost an hour drive. And I've been to O'Fallon, but I don't know that I've been there as a destination on purpose to say, I'm going to O'Fallon for an event, as I was last night. So as I was driving there,
I've been there on purpose.
I've never been there on purpose.
It's
Man, that sounded like
very,
an insult.
very nice area, and it's where the majority of our listeners are.
No, it was great. I've never, been.
It's funny because they're all saying I've never been to Illinois on
and
purpose.
I told them that. I said, if you because they're not from here. I was saying, if you guys, if you're not from St. Louis, if you live in Missouri, you never ever go into Illinois. If you live in Illinois, a lot of people work in Missouri,
just used to it.
or you have reasons, especially Cardinals games and stuff. We all go into Missouri for different reasons.
Brandon on YouTube said there was food at some point because Ryan was eating fries when I was talking to him.
That's another part of the story.
Were they from his back seat or fresh?
You know that I coerced a burger out of the Elks Lodge?
Yeah, I do.
I did. Yeah.
I do.
I think I was the only one there who did that. Hey,
man, some of these things are like tells.
I know. I know.
You're like, what a win. Go me. I'm the only one who was willing to do that.
You guys were all hungry, and I was just sitting there like a big fat calf.
I saw that burger sitting there. I was like, I wonder whose that is. And then I saw you walking away. They're like,
Yeah. You didn't even have to see me touch the burger. No. You just knew it has to be mine. So as we're approaching the venue, we had to get off the interstate, and I'm just following my GPS. I don't know exactly where I'm going. And it gets to where we're driving, and there's not a lot of it was kind of industrial park kind of, area, but there wasn't a lot there. So as we're driving, Jim Carafano goes, you know what? I just read a story recently about Uber drivers who used to drive people out into the middle of nowhere, and maybe not Uber, but other, nation. He travels a lot. So he was talking about other nations where people just, grab a cab and they take you out in the middle of nowhere and they just kill you.
I'm just going to say right now, I'm pretty sure Jim Carafano could take care of you in like 0.5 seconds. I'm pretty sure that guy is stone cold.
And I said, man, that's really awkward because I was going to do that.
Did he laugh?
Or
did he reach for his hip?
He laughed. He laughed a little bit. Hans is much more soft spoken.
Yeah.
And he kind of laughed at that one. But when we got there, Uber kicked in. So we were talking about Uber.
Corinne's got her phone down by her side.
She's like,
got the 9 and the 1 dialed.
Tracking me, right? So we pull up to the Elks, and there's nobody there yet. We're, one of the first cars in the parking lot. And I could have parked literally anywhere, but it was like I couldn't, my Uber training was kicking in. I had done this so many times. You pull up somewhere, you don't just park, you drive up to the front door and you open the doors for everybody. You get everybody's baggage out. I did that for them.
Good. I was going to say you should have.
I did. And
Good for you.
But Corinne was like, why are you, she was making fun of me. She's like, well, why are you doing this? I said, I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing this. Just let me do it. And so I did.
Were you yelling at her?
Yeah, I was. And then they all get out of the car.
Until I let you out of my car.
They walk
Yes,
into
sir.
the Elks, and then I literally pull up 10 feet and park and walk in right behind them. So there was no, it was like we said bye, and then I pull up and I'm literally then right with them again, and you're going, oh, hello there again.
And the people at the building.
Yep. So where's the guy get a burger in this place?
Ryan.
Yeah, I know. But it was a lot of fun getting to know those guys. I will say there was one story. Yeah, they did. They tipped well too, man. I made a couple $100.
Did they make you your cheeseburger?
No. I still don't know where that cheeseburger came from. I really don't. It just appeared.
Matters.
Yeah, I was talking about it and then it was there. And there was
You manifested it.
Yeah, manifest destiny. So
No. It's different.
I was talking to Jim and Hans in the car a little bit, and we were, just kind of chatting. And he said something to me that I thought was really interesting, because he said this at the event too, but he didn't reference that it was me he was talking to when he said it. So, and Mark and Mark both made this joke too, and I thought it was very funny because he'll say the same thing to you. He's a funny guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he's very smart with policy, but he also has this streak.
He's very smart with
in
politics.
Him. Yeah,
Street politics.
But he's got this streak in him of like, he wants to mess with you a little bit.
Yeah.
You can just see it in his eyes. And so he'll do this thing where he's talking to you. I've heard him say it to you, say it to Mark. Like, oh, you know what? You guys, you're the best show on the radio,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what he's doing, but I think he half believes it when he's saying it, but he also knows that he's fluffing you up. He's being fun with you. So, they mentioned that last night. Well, he gets up and he says to the crowd, I want to tell you that I was having a conversation with somebody, and this is the conversation he was having with me, but he didn't reference me. He said, you guys in St. Louis, you're the only place we're doing this right now.
Mm-hmm.
And because I know Jim Carafano well enough from just interviews and things like that, just like everybody else does, I thought people might take that like they do when he says, oh, you're the best show ever. St. Louis, you're the greatest town in the world, But I wanted to share that he said that to me in the car when it was not stage time.
Mm-hmm.
He said to me in the car, I said, you guys doing a lot of these? And he said, no, we're actually right now, we're talking about maybe doing another one somewhere, but we're just doing St. Louis.
Yeah.
And I said, really? Why? And he said, because we at Heritage know what you guys have here.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about both 97.1 and the community. He said, your listeners are so well-rounded that they know we would go some places in the past and we would hear about one topic. And then we'd answer basically the whole night on one thing. When we come to St. Louis, people want to know about a whole lot of things, and they're very informed and they're very nice, and they show up and they're engaged. And he said, that's why we're here tonight, and we're nowhere else yet, but maybe down the line, we're trying to do one in Florida or something, but right now you're it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really neat.
It's a special thing. And the special thing about it, if you're listening to this story, you need to understand that the special thing about this is you. And not to be confused, Ryan, I'm not talking to you.
Oh, okay. Because you were looking right in the eye. So
I was looking right past you.
Yeah, okay.
Like when you're waving at somebody. I'm waving at 104.1 over there in the studio. I'm like, hey.
Like when you say bye to somebody, but then you walk in right behind them and you don't know what to do. It's
totally
like that.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Incredibly awkward. No, the special thing about all of what we're talking about and being able to do an event like that last night is it's you. It's the person who chooses to pop 97.1 FM on. Somebody told me, like, I listen to you every day on the old radio. And I'm like, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I hope you have a new radio
for doing
someday.
that. Those old radios are probably infinitely better than the new radios. Let's be real. I am so grateful for the people who choose to spend time with us, because listening to the radio for people who don't who have never touched talk radio, That has changed. There's been a lot that has come into play that has changed that drastically. But people who find 97.1 and people who listen to us or spend their afternoons with us or their mornings with Mark Cox or their evenings, their drive home with Mark Reardon, maybe you catch this hour of our show and go into Reardon's show. However it's set up, if you are, a Kilmeade fan and you listen to Mark Cox and then listen to Kilmeade, but you go to work or something in the afternoon so you don't get to spend time with us, regardless of how you consume us, when you become part of the 97.1 family, I've seen this for the 13 years plus that I've worked at this station, you are just an incredibly special kind of person and an incredibly special kind of listener. And our relationship with you, while I understand that you get to hear my voice every day and you get to hear stories about my family, I don't get to hear stories about your family every day. When we go to an event like last night and we talk to you and we get to see your faces and in some cases, even especially with people who do watch us on the live stream and chat on our Facebook page or the Annie Frey YouTube channel or whatever it is, and we see your names, like there were several people who I saw, Todd's name on his name tag and I was like, oh, Todd, I know you. Not, as Brad said before, not Todd.
Not Todd. Not Todd Lords. But Todd.
But Todd.
Yeah, Patrick, a lot of people that we see in the chats.
Brandon,
we met you last night.
Balls, Mama Kay,
Yeah.
Sharon, Beetle Baby, like just so many different people who we do know you. My social media is managed by me. I wish I had this massive staff that I could like push things off to. That's not the case. We have such a great team here that is working to create something that we hope that you enjoy, and we take your feedback. And Hannah got to be out at her first event last night. We'll talk to Hannah later on in the show when we do the poll question about being at her first event. It's really a neat experience. I know that y'all like those events, but it's really a neat experience for us too, to be able to go out and meet you, because this is really a personal thing. This is a family, and we don't get to do what we do without you being there. But you have people across the country who know how special we are here in St. Louis. This family is, and it's all about you, 100% about you. And it's just a really, really cool thing to be a part of.
Yeah, and I hope that comes across, because when he said that to me in the car, I thought, well, that's really neat. And then when he said it on stage, I'm like, oh, he really meant that.
Mm-hmm.
But he is talking about you guys and just the engagement of the people here in St. Louis. And these people, I mean, Hans and Jim, these guys travel all over the country and all over the world. They meet a lot of people. So I wanted to share that because I thought that was a really tremendous compliment. And he wasn't really intending it to be a radio thing. He was just saying it because it was a fact.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Let's take a quick break. Go vote in that Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll. Here's the question. It's a pretty simple question. Are you MAGA? Here are your options. MAGA all the way. Good policy. I don't identify as that. Or no way. Annie Frey YouTube channel. Our live video is streaming right there. And in the live chat, you will see that poll. Vote and give us a comment as to why you voted the way you did. Hannah's pulling those comments. She'll read a few in a minute. Don't go away. More Annie Frey Show in a minute.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe. 97.1 is St. Louis's radio destination for information with perspective. It's where St. Louis and beyond comes to talk. Right here, right now. This is 97.1 FM Talk.
The Vitae Foundation, online at vitaefoundation.org, has been and will continue to be fighting for the lives of the unborn and also for the lives carrying those unborn babies. This is what Vitae Foundation does. They have a woman-centered approach. They put themselves in a position to support these women, to help them choose life, to help all of the different clinics that are around town that do have that pro-life mentality and that pro-woman mentality. They support the choosing of life and the pregnancy and even beyond that. A lot of those things that often get accused of pro-life people, what they don't support or whatever. The Vitae Foundation is walking, talking proof that we can help, and you can help in a really positive way. There's an event coming up Tuesday, May 17th at the Frontenac Hilton on Lindbergh. It's May 17th, and keynote speaker, Rachel Campus Duffy. I will be the MC for the evening, and I would love to welcome you to this event where we can partner together to help both the women and the children's lives that need to be saved. If you want to reserve your table or if you want to make a donation, go online to vitaefoundation.org.
The NBA playoffs are heating up. Unlock every angle with coverage from the BetQL network. Find out which teams could cause an upset, get the latest injury updates, and find out where the money line is moving with daily coverage from the Daily Tip. Go deeper into each series with BetQL Daily and You Better You Bet. And get live reactions to the biggest playoff moments with BetMGM tonight. Get started with the Odyssey app or find us on Twitch.
Mark Cox here. Join me, Annie Frey, and Mark Reardon, along with Thomas Helbig of the Retirement Advisory Group for the next Protecting Your Retirement educational event, Tuesday, May 24th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. There's limited seating, so go online at retirementkey.com. Here's Thomas with more.
Are you nearing retirement or already retired and concerned how all the market volatility is hurting your retirement accounts? Did you know there are financial tools that allow you to participate in the market growth and still protect you from any losses? Did you also know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can now roll over your 401k tax-free to protect your nest egg from market losses and still generate more income than most investment options? You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 and a half or older, you don't want to miss this event.
Protect your retirement nest egg and join the official financial advisor of my show, Thomas Helbig, Tuesday, May 24th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Call 314-993-9494 or online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Introducing EarLens, a new approach to the treatment of hearing loss that uses a tiny custom-fit lens to gently vibrate the eardrum without surgery. That means EarLens gives you 2.5 times the audible bandwidth of traditional hearing aids for dramatically better speech understanding. EarLens may result in improved hearing, even in noisy listening situations. To learn more, go to earlens.com today. That's EARLENS.com and register for a free virtual consultation. That's earlens.com.
Looking to sell your house without all the hassle and pricey repair costs? Great! Because Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis loves buying fix-up homes in any condition, as is, no fees and no commissions. Call 314-782-8000, and Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis will give you a cash offer right now. No strings attached. We buy inherited houses, divorce houses, trashed houses, even those my tenant won't pay rent houses. Call Chris at 314-782-8000 and find out how easy it is to work with us. That's 314-782-8000. Do you think your home will be difficult to sell? Easy. Our team will provide you with personal guidance through our short and simple process to turn your house into a pile of gold. Just call Chris at 314-782-8000. 314-782-8000. That's 314-782-8000. And let Chris worry about everything.
It's time for an $89 AC tune-up.
ShareTrade.com.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
I know it's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say it'll rain a sunny day. I know.
Look, in case Joe Biden is interested in who the MAGA crowd is, Ainsley, these are people that love America, that get up in the morning, they go to work, they pay their taxes, they go to church, they believe in the police, they believe that we should be a sovereign nation with borders. They don't want to pay triple what we have had to pay now in gas and groceries from about 18 months ago. These are people that want to achieve the American dream and don't want the government smothering it.
So that was Laura Trump. Is that what you have? That it sounded like Rachel Campus W.
Yeah, that was Laura Trump.
Laura Trump talking about who's the MAGA crowd, because we heard from the president that this is the most extremist political organization in American history.
That clip's unbelievable.
It's stupid. It's really dumb.
Yeah, it's just rife for making fun of it because it's so stupid.
So we shall.
Yes, we shall.
That's our job. Our YouTube live chat poll, the Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll, are you MAGA? Your options are MAGA all the way, good policy, but I don't identify as that, or no way. Ryan, I'll let you go first here to respond to this. Is this an easy question for you to answer?
It is, because I don't identify as MAGA. However, I think there's nothing nefarious about me doing that. I just have never grabbed the label.
So you're not
policies, yes. MAGA, not necessarily. Although if somebody came along and said, well, what you believe in, that's make America great again stuff, I'd say, well, that's fine. I don't care. I've just never grabbed it and said, that's my thing now.
That's like you've heard people illustrate things that they believe in. It's like, you're a conservative. They're like, I am not.
Wait, no.
They're like, all right, just as long as you vote the way you feel, just make sure you know who aligns with those things that you just said.
We should be putting America first in all of our trade policies and foreign economics.
Union Democrat.
Yeah, exactly. and somebody goes, well, that's kind of MAGA stuff, right? Wait, whoa. It's like,
watch your mouth.
Yeah, but I think actually a lot of people, I mean, we joke, but I think a lot of people have probably silently realized that.
Yeah.
And they may not want to grab that title just like
There's
I
probably
have
some
it.
self-loathing that takes place.
But they go, you know what? Even if it's not all of it, I like some of it, and policy-wise and whatever, there's things that he did that I really like, and maybe even a lot of it. But I don't know that means everybody's grabbed the label.
Fred?
Yeah, I'm with Ryan on this one. I love the policies, but I've never owned a red MAGA hat. I've never, had any MAGA gear. Actually, yeah, no, I've never had any MAGA gear. And
do you want some?
I don't know.
I've got a hat.
I mean, it's neither.
You have a hat,
I
don't
mean,
you?
to me, it's neither here nor there. It doesn't really matter to me. I wouldn't not wear it, and I wouldn't necessarily feel. I don't necessarily feel like I need to wear it, but I love all of the policies. What's up?
I just looked at the poll, which I'm not going to scoop because that's Hannah's job.
Yeah,
but we have a lot more votes in this one than we normally.
Oh,
get
really?
So far,
I love it.
Okay.
And I'm also kind of intrigued as the way they're going. So please go get your vote in. Are you MAGA? MAGA all the way, good policy, don't identify that way, or no way? It's the funny thing about this is a lot of times the polls that I put up are polls that I myself would have to kind of think about what way I would vote. Because if I'm sitting, if it's not like that and I'm totally mailing it in, it's because I tried and I fell asleep on the couch last night and I woke up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just got to do this. I tried. I messaged Brad last night and I said, I'm trying to do the work things I do at night and I'm literally having zero thoughts. Like I'm sitting here staring and all I'm going is, I need to do a poll. And then the Wild score 4 goals. And then like, I still need to do a poll. And I'm just sitting there not doing, I'm like, okay, I'm going to bed. This isn't working.
Yeah. Plus last night was a late night for us.
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, like I got home, watched the Blues get their butts kicked and sat there trying to do work. And it was just not, it wasn't firing.
Just promise me that at some point you'll do a poll that's, do you like music? Yeah or nah?
Or undecided.
Undecided, yeah.
I am undecided.
I don't know. I haven't heard enough of it yet. Let me know.
Oh, man. I remember that promo.
Don't get me started. We used to run this promo. I mean, it might have been the 2016 election.
Oh, good. It's before me.
On this station.
Because I thought if you're going to make fun of a promo, I probably did it.
I can make some fun of some of those.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, we ran this promo for I felt like we ran it for, it was in the 2016 election. This is how this went. It was in the 2016 election. And then I think it came back for the 2018 election. I'm like, how is this possible? And it is like people going back and forth and talking. And this one girl goes, I am undecided. And then I'm like, who talks like this? Why? And oh gosh. I mean, if you listen to this station for long enough, like Brad, you remember
Oh
that.
yeah, I remember it.
I am undecided. I'm going to go back and I'm going to find it. And I'm going to play it.
Are you sure? Because since I've taken over, I might have deleted it because it was so dumb. I was like,
the rest of the promo was great.
Okay.
It was just that clip. And it played for years. I was not undecided on how I felt about that promo from day one. And it lived. So going back to the poll, I will put these polls together because if there's 2 ways you can do a poll. One is to find out information and kind of take the temperature of the people. And the other one is to, if you're trying to drive people to do something, ask something that people are really compelled to weigh in on. But with our audience, I could ask that question. And if everybody's going to weigh in on the same side of that coin, I don't really need to ask that question.
Right.
So if that ever happens, that means I mailed it in, and that's probably going to happen once or twice, but it is what it is.
Puppies are cute, right?
Undecided.
Undecided.
I am undecided.
Really, even about puppies, ma'am? Yes. Oh my God, you say more than that line.
You should do all of Wiggins America this weekend, like her.
Oh gosh. I'm pretty tired by the end of that.
So the poll today, when I'm saying, are you MAGA? I said this a little bit on the air yesterday after I played the Joe Biden clip talking about how terrible MAGA people are. I mean, he doesn't mix any words.
What happens if you have a state change the law saying that children who are LGBTQ can't be in classrooms with other children? Is that legit under the way the decision is written? What are the next things that are going to be attacked? Because this MAGA crowd is really the most extreme political organization that's existed in American history.
It's the stupidest thing that's been said in American history. So when I hear him say that, I said this yesterday, I would not call myself MAGA. And just like you said, Ryan, not because I disparage MAGA, I really subscribe to all those things, but because of what the idea of MAGA has been made into by the naysayers, I just don't need it. But I'm there with all of the policies. If Donald Trump runs, I will absolutely vote for him. I'm more afraid of Trump running and having to lose that way again. But it's like the stakes are so high either way.
Mm-hmm.
For him to run and lose is a gut punch that I don't want to have to take. For him to run and win, ladies and gentlemen, those 4 years will be the most exciting 4 years of my career. This is going to be, it will be from a just sit and get the popcorn standpoint. Whoa. Because he will pull zero punches. He has no election that he's going to have to run again and win. It would be amazing.
He is going to take a Trump steak knife and gut everything. Everything. It is going to be blissful.
If he runs and loses, I mean, we already know what the left was willing to do to keep Trump out of office. We're living it. It's horrific. Every angle of this is a disaster.
That argument that he makes in that clip is so ridiculous.
It's so stupid. Nobody talks about that because everybody, when we talked about this yesterday, I mentioned that, but it's like you get so hung up on we're being the biggest extremist ever, and you're like, but who's saying that?
Nobody has said that.
No.
That's not even anywhere that's not even implied in any current law.
That was Joe Biden's idea.
Yes, you're probably right. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow is, look, what's first? They get rid of Roe versus Wade. Next thing they're going to do, they're going to take out a bunch of saws. They're going to start sawing right down the Rocky Mountains. They're going to cut off the whole West Coast. They're just going to let it drift into the ocean. Can you believe that? Like the arguments that he's saying, if this happens, then that happens, are such a huge leap. They're ridiculous, which is funny because so many of the things that we've been saying for the last 5 to 10 years about the slippery slope are actually happening now. But the things, their slippery slope doesn't exist. It's so stupid.
Kevin on YouTube says Trump doesn't seem to learn from his mistakes, much less admit to them. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there are obvious ways to refine the whole thing, the whole Trump thing, the MAGA thing. And if he were to lead in a way that would refine these edges, then it would be unstoppable. Mm-hmm. He already wields so much authority in the Republican Party. And honestly, those edges are what's keeping him from having probably people like us go, heck yeah, we're MAGA, because it's very much so his rough edges that make it too difficult to say, I'm all in on this. The policies, yes. If the policies are going to be the same, then I can go along that and I can support that. But he makes it too difficult to just throw the whole 9 yards behind him.
It's as it was for the last 6 years. It's a mixed bag because some of those personality quirks you hate, and some of them you're like, you know what? But I like this about his personality. But he would lose that maybe if he lost the bad stuff too. So but I think your point is that he hasn't really changed. I mean, 4 years in office probably have changed the way he would do a presidency. But him personally, he seems like the exact same guy.
And I'm going to tell you this too. Knowing what we know and what the Durham probe continues to uncover, what makes sense, if you're looking at Donald Trump and you're going, why are you not changing? Why are you not? Because he's livid. He is furious. And he should be.
Yeah.
I don't take that away from him at all. For him to have gone through what he's gone through and to be attacked in completely manufactured, made up ways by the swamp. And you think about the people on the Republican side of the aisle that joined in these ideas of, potential collusion and all that stuff, or gave credence to that when there was no evidence. It was completely made up. I would be. So I give it. That's human. That's human nature. I have a compassion, and I will even say empathy for him, because I know what it's like to be in a situation where calculated people collectively come together to try to disparage somebody for their own personal gain, and the people who pretend or say that they're going to be on your side somehow or another lose their conscience in the end. Cut rope and go, because they take care of their own. That's what they did to Donald Trump. I have empathy in that situation. I feel for him. But are we talking about Donald Trump, or are we talking about my president of the United States? Because I can care for Donald Trump in that capacity. I can understand what he's going through in that capacity, but I also still have the right as the citizen, the voting, tax-paying citizen, to say, I get it, but if you want to be the president of the United States, you still have to be the president of the United States for me, not for you. And it might be too much to ask, and I understand it if it is. So when I made this poll, I would have voted good policy. I don't identify that way. Like, I'm not walking up to people, oh, I'm MAGA. Like, I don't do that. But I'm going to tell you what, Joe Biden's words make me want to go, heck yeah, I'm MAGA.
Exactly. Yeah.
You want to rile up a base? Are you trying to rile up a base in this SCOTUS leak? You're doing it wrong.
I don't think he could be doing anything worse.
Don't say that. Oh my gosh. Like, spin around in circles, throw salt on your face.
For his own re-election, or for elections. He's doing everything so badly.
It's about time for is Joe Biden going to finish his term poll again?
Yeah. Every couple weeks.
That'll be my next mail-in poll.
I don't have anything.
You know that I fell asleep right before I did that on the computer and was like, oh, just mail it in. Although I'm still curious, because I think it's going to change over the course of time. Quick break. When we come back, Hannah's going to join us in studio, talk to us about her first 97.1 event that she got to attend, but also get to your poll results. Please go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel and weigh in. We are super close to 200 votes on the Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll. Are you MAGA? MAGA all the way? Good policy, but don't identify as that? Or no way? And while you're there, make sure you give the video a thumbs up and a subscribe. The poll results, when we come back, don't go away.
Days before, sun is cold and rain is hot.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
You're forever on the go.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Congresswoman Ann Wagner. There will be an investigation. Chief Justice Roberts is moving forward on that. It's a very limited number of people who had access to this draft.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Selling your home in the state of Illinois or thinking about it, you need the best. That's easy. That's Jen Teskey, RE/MAX Alliance Realtor. Jen is so wonderful. We're going to get her in the studio next week, or maybe the week after. She have a conference next week. the week after that. We're going to get her in here to talk about the market, because the market is going to be kind of in flux here with the economy going the way it is. What do you need to know? We're going to get that conversation going with our friend Jen Teskey. But I also want to encourage you to reach out to her if you even think you're going to be selling your Illinois home within the next year. She can use her team, her great staff that she uses to sell homes for top dollar, super fast. She can get your team working with you to make sure that your home is prepared to sell for top dollar, and to make sure that you're not wasting your time or your money doing stuff to your house that you just don't really need to do. Jen Teskey with RE/MAX Alliance specializes in the Glen Carbon, Maryville, Collinsville, Troy, Edwardsville area. But if you're looking to sell your home or you're looking to buy a home on the Illinois side of the river, RE/MAX Alliance's Jen Teskey is the number to call. 618-541-1010. That's 618-541-1010.
In life, you can count on three things: death, taxes, and your car breaking down. Mark Cox here. I can't do anything about the first two, but for the car breaking down, that's why I have CarShield. CarShield offers protection plans for around $100 a month that cover more parts than ever before, whether your car has a few thousand or 150,000 miles. When you need a repair, you don't have to deal with the paperwork or the headaches. All you have to do is choose the mechanic to do the work. CarShield handles the rest. You can also count on CarShield to take care of you if your car breaks down and you're stuck on the side of the road. Every protection plan includes coast-to-coast roadside assistance, rental car options, and trip reimbursement at no extra cost. Get your coverage today. Lock in your price. It'll never go up at carshield.com/Cox, or call 800-391-8888 to save 10% on your plan. That's carshield.com/Cox or 800-391-8888.
Dell Technologies wants to celebrate all your hard work with these Small Business Month specials. Get great value offers on powerful laptops, desktops, and servers with Windows 11 Pro starting at $499, plus top monitors and docks, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. It's the perfect time to upgrade so you and your team can stay secure from anywhere. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL to refresh your business tech with these Small Business Month specials. Dell recommends Windows 11 Pro for business.
Tim's taxes were an unbelievably tangled mess.
The IRS just wouldn't work with me. Then Optima got involved, and I mean, they really got involved.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
It's like having two lives, the one before Optima Tax and the one after.
Do what Tim did. Call Optima now for a free consultation. Call 800-953-1788. 800-953-1788.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It's the bottom of the ninth, the game's on the line, and your small business needs a loan fast. What's your move? Go to OnDeck.com, America's largest online small business lender. With OnDeck, you can apply in minutes, and if approved, get your funds as soon as the same day. Go to OnDeck.com. Your loan is on deck. Depending on certain loan attributes, your business loan may be issued by OnDeck or Celtic Bank, a Utah Chartered Industrial Bank member FDIC. Limited eligibility for same-day funding. OnDeck does not lend in every state. All loans subject to lender approval.
Hashtag More for Mental Health isn't just a hashtag. It's a movement to advocate for a future that places mental well-being at the forefront. We are demanding hashtag More for Mental Health at the local, state, and national levels. Together, we can create long-lasting change. Are you ready to join us? Visit moreformentalhealth.org to get started.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Get your HVAC system ready for warmer weather with a cooling system check included with all maintenance plans from Air Comfort Service. Maintenance plans start at $15 per month. For details and to get in your comfort zone, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Up to the minute traffic reports, so you don't have to keep looking at your phone. Dependable traffic on 97.1 FM Talk. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company, the best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor. You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Can you repeat what you just said?
Oh, yeah, sweet. And then I started doing a monologue in my head.
How'd that go?
It went like this. I saw her walk in.
Oh, stop.
It was almost midnight. I saw her. She didn't see me.
You're so bizarre.
And that's as far as I got.
Well, I was gonna say the funny thing is where everybody thinks the story is going is absolutely not where it's
No.
going. There's like a stop for fast food. And see you later.
I was just writing some sort of film noir. Didn't know where it was going yet.
Do you need more time?
I do.
Turn the music back up.
Maybe at the end of this segment. If you give
Here
me
you
a
go.
little time.
Brad's gonna give you a little more.
I need the
We'll give you
sax.
some Ryan time. Excuse me.
No, I need the sax. I need the sax in a bad way.
Oh.
What?
She was wearing a gown that looked like 1989.
It's really ugly. A lot of ruffles.
Her hair said no, but her face said yes.
No means no, right?
I don't even know what that means. Her hair said no.
It's gonna be really weird if this is how you lose your job.
Yeah.
How are you gonna
He was
explain
doing
this
a
to
film
people?
noir monologue to
Careless Whisper.
Careless Whisper, and he went a little too far. We had to fire him.
It's funny because this is sabotage. I knew this is how this would go.
Yeah, I bet you did. I bet you did.
Here's what we'll do. We'll play Careless Whisper. Ryan will say some offensive things. We'll get about it. So predictable.
I figured I had seen her in my office before, but I wasn't sure when.
Oh, that's right. It was this morning.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Careless Whisper.
Oh, God.
You're grossing,
I'm grossing Hannah out somehow.
Hannah is
I don't
appalled.
like the voice.
Yeah,
It's
I don't either.
scary.
You should hear it in headphones.
That's because you're a boop.
Yup.
You know what? My Molly is about to be 11 months old. And when I touch her nose, I do say boop.
See?
And you've ruined it for me.
Uh-huh.
What do you mean, see?
I don't know.
People have been booping baby noses for
I
all
don't-
of
yeah.
time. What do you mean,
After I
see?
thought about it, I have no idea what I mean by C.
See?
Like I won the argument somehow.
Yes, I know.
Well,
this doesn't translate to why you would call Hannah boop.
I will say this. Every time I've ever touched Hannah on the nose, I've also said boop.
You've never done that to me.
Exactly.
I dare you.
No.
Hannah, that opens a whole door of reactions for you that
Back up, you
You've-
creep.
get away from me. Yeah.
I was walking by Hannah the other day.
Oh.
Something about her nose.
Oh, it's a lady.
Look at her.
Oh man, she is not liking
she's
this.
either embarrassed or appalled or
Yeah, that's both. That's both. Hannah, thanks for coming in here.
She's sitting here thinking, why did I leave my mace outside this
Yeah,
studio?
and she's not talking about the spray. She's talking about the big metal ball on the end of the thing.
Change.
Yeah. She's talking about medieval weaponry is what she's talking about.
Imagine Hannah walking around.
Yeah. I got my mace.
Boop. Just for the losers around here.
You just destroyed that man's face. He was looking at me funny.
I didn't know she was a villain.
Oh yeah, she's
Tell
terrible.
me how you really feel,
Yeah.
Ryan.
Vigilante.
When she gets out, when she goes to medieval
Boop the
festivals,
vigilante.
she does not stop. Yeah.
This is so weird.
Yeah, it is. I don't know how we went there. I think it started with Careless Whisper.
Yeah, somebody draw a timeline of this segment for us. Oh my
Next time,
goodness.
play Careful Whisper.
There's a YouTube poll going.
There is.
There is still.
Is there?
211 votes. I think that's the most we've ever gotten.
I agree.
The question is, are you MAGA? Options are that you're MAGA all the way, good policy, but you don't identify as that, or no way. 58% of the people voted that they are MAGA all the way. 36% of the people voted that it's a good policy, but they don't identify as that. And 6% of the people voted no way. We got some good comments here. Corey from YouTube commented, I support Trump and gladly voted for him twice. I liked his policies, but I dislike his personality. I also support the idea of MAGA, but I dislike the label and the association it brings. I think that's a good comment.
Yeah.
I really like that one. Chris from YouTube says, I'd never call myself a MAGA person. I support Trump and his policies, but MAGA people got the rep that they think Trump can do no wrong. Not sure if they really feel that way, but I agree with that as well. Kevin from YouTube says, when I think of the MAGA crowd, I think of all the people that still believe that Trump had the election stolen from him and don't believe that Trump tried to steal the election.
That's still a lot of people.
You said the highest number was people who said MAGA all the way, though, right? It was like 56%?
Yeah.
According to the poll?
56% said MAGA all the way.
58% of the people said MAGA all the way.
And how many were the
good policy?
Yeah.
36% of the people said it was a good policy, but they don't identify as that. Just changed to 37%.
Interesting. What do you think about that?
I'm a little surprised that it was at that high. I thought it would have been a little more split between those two, and not as many. How many said no? Neither. What was that?
6%.
6%. So
this is a few votes.
Yeah, I guess that's. I would have expected that to be inverted, where 56 said I like the policies, but I don't necessarily identify with
Well,
it.
you know, even to what I was saying before, hearing the president of the United States, the one who in his inauguration speech was talking to us about how he was going to unify and bring people together, to say that the MAGA group is the most extremist political organization in American history. I'm like, you are either completely clueless or you're completely devoted to the narrative, which is what I think it is. And the narrative is to make sure that he divides those people off of society, that those people don't get to have if you're an extremist group, you don't even have to be the most extreme group in American history. If you're an extremist group, you're not part of the conversation. People need to be reminded that this is not acceptable behavior. It is extreme. So you push it to the outside and then you quiet those people. And that's not the case. The MAGA crowd is not extreme. And while I previously may not have identified myself as that because of the kind of assumption that is out there about that, I kind of want to say, no, maybe I am. So I can see why those numbers are.
Yeah, it's almost contextual too, because there are situations where I wouldn't hesitate to say, yeah, absolutely. But I just think for the most part, I tend to look at the policies more than the label.
You surprised by any of that, Brad?
No, I mean, it kind of broke down the way I thought it would.
Well, thank you, Hannah. How'd you like the event last night?
I loved the event. Like Brad, I signed my first autograph, which was awesome.
Yes. Did you guys sign each other's autographs?
Yeah, we just asked each other so we could stay on the show.
Yeah.
But I received the best compliment that I've ever received, and it was that someone said, "Oh, I could recognize your voice from anywhere. I know you from the radio." And I was like,
Hannah, you're famous. You're famous. Stick around, the Mark Reardon shows. Coming up next. Don't go away.
America's sweetheart.
Today on Hey Culligan.